Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed, live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Morning.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Good.
Nice ensemble today.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
Nice.
Looking sharp.
Wait for the Aaron Rodgers idolatry.
Whoa,
It's about
Skip,
to spill forth from across the
That's
table.
unnecessary,
It
Skip.
is. I'm just preempting with a strike here.
How you know what I'm going to say?
I can just tell.
Like
I
you
can
tell
see
me.
it in your face. I'll be you humming.
Jenny,
Yeah.
have I spoken yet?
Not yet. No, I haven't even set up the discussions yet.
Yeah.
You're just
You
arguing.
need to calm down. You need to calm down, Skip, because this is unnecessary.
I'm about to calm up.
Okay, calm up.
Oh, I don't know what we like better, a Cowboys win or Aaron Rodgers winning, and he's all riled up. On today's show, Steven Jackson will be here to preview the new-look Lakers. We also have former Seahawk Cliff Avril. He's also here. He's going to tell us the truth about Russell Wilson. But we are going to start with Skip's favorite topic, the amazing comeback from Aaron Rodgers. His Packers hosted the 49ers.
You said it was amazing.
Oh, it was pretty amazing.
It was?
It was
Really? I
supposed to
saw
be
a
an
different
easy
game,
win.
Jenny. I
A
don't get
different game. Okay, we'll see. Rodgers and the Pack were down by 7 late in the fourth quarter when he hit Devontae Adams for a game-tying touchdown. Then the Packers forced an interception on the 49ers' next drive, setting it up again for Rodgers. He led Green Bay on a 10-play drive to set up the game-winning field goal. Rodgers became the first player in NFL history with at least 400 passing yards, 0 interceptions in back-to-back games. And after the game, he put this one in perspective.
I don't know if it was a season-saving win for us, but it definitely was an important one, especially with the prognosticating that'll go on about the type of opponent we have coming up the next few weeks, and obviously them being road games. This was an important game for us. I'd never like to use the term must win, but it was an important one.
All right, Shannon, how impressive was Rodgers last night?
I thought it was very impressive. It was made more impressive for the fact that Aaron Rodgers is not healthy. I don't care that they didn't list him on the injury report, but Aaron Rodgers has a knee brace on for a reason. Tom Brady wears a knee brace. Tom Brady's knee is perfectly fine, but it gives him comfort knowing that he had this knee injury over a decade ago, but he wears a knee brace. His knee is fine. Aaron Rodgers doesn't wear a knee brace normally. He got injured in, the second game of the season, I think, or first game of the season against Chicago, and he's worn a knee brace since. So I know Aaron Rodgers.
How many games has he missed this year? Oh, none. Go ahead.
So you're only injured if you miss a game.
That's what you tell me. I mean, if you're out there, that's what you always tell me.
Ah!
You step on that football field, you are A-OK.
I'm glad you said that. So
Yeah.
don't ever mention about 12 stitches in someone's hand again.
Thank
you very much. Oh, no, this is not your turn to talk.
He played.
Why are you talking? It's my turn. Can you please stop interrupting? Look, I understand that early in the game he ran some bootlegs. They did some things to diagram to get him outside. But you can tell the way he was dragging that leg. Aaron Rodgers was getting chased down from behind by guys that would never, ever lay a hand on him in that situation. I'll give San Francisco.
Excuse me, I got something in my throat.
Is he going to make it through the show,
no.
Shannon?
Go ahead.
Just let me know. Just let me know.
Let him do this?
Go
Are
ahead,
you done?
it's your
Are you
turn.
done? Is you sure it's my turn?
Yeah, I just got a frog in my throat. You. Go ahead.
Okay, Jenny, again.
Yes.
And if you look at what he was able to do, given the circumstances, is that not only did he needed 10 points to win the game. Not a field goal to win the game. He needed 10 points to win the game. And for him to do that in that situation, and I know, people are like, well, look at the other guy. He wasn't competing against Beathard. He was competing against the 49ers defense. And they had given him all he can handle up until the final 2 drives. They did a great job, and this is what I didn't understand about when he got injured in the first game against the Bears. Why wouldn't they pressure him? You look at what they did, Chicago, you look at what the 49ers did, 49ers brought pressure. They did a great job of mixing 4-man, 3-man, 5-man. They sold out. And they got to Aaron Rodgers. They dinged him a couple of times, but the resiliency of him, and he knows Aaron Rodgers is not going to win a game I shouldn't say never. There are going to be very few times in which the Packers win a game in which Aaron Rodgers does not play great. He has to be great. His defense isn't very good. And I'm being nice, because today I'm going to be nice today. But the Packers' defense isn't very good. And so he knows he must be on his best behavior. He must be the best Aaron Rodgers on any given Sunday or Monday in order for them to win. And he was at his absolute best last night. That was a virtuoso. You read it. First quarterback in the 99-year history to go 400, no INTs, and multiple touchdowns. That's what he's capable of. That's why he's universally regarded by most, unlike somebody else who says that somebody else is the best, but that's what.
Well, I mean, it's clearly the other guy.
No.
The reigning MVP.
No.
The guy who did it to the hottest team in the NFL on Sunday night. The guy who threw for 182 in the fourth quarter versus this guy who threw for 145.
You know what, Jenny? I wasn't even going to go there.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go there, Jenny.
I know.
He threw for 182 yards in the fourth quarter against what? The 32nd ranked total defense, the 31st ranked pass defense. So was he doing that against the offense or the defense?
Who was the quarterback on the other side on Sunday night?
Tom Brady
I think it was the hottest offense in the league by far.
So Tom Brady was
Yeah, you're competing against him because if you don't do it, he will.
Whoa.
Because he's just torching your defense. So you got to keep him off the field. So you got to milk the clock. You got a whole different ball game going on.
He's milking the clock
because Aaron Rodgers is playing C.J. Beathard.
No, he's playing the defense.
He's playing C.J. Beathard. He knows that C.J. is going to turn back into C.J. in the fourth quarter. And what happened? Right on schedule, he turned back into C.J. Did you like the way C.J. played in the fourth quarter?
No, you know what?
I didn't either.
Look, they came with bomb blitz, zero coverage. All he had to do was throw the ball outside. The guy's playing inside leverage. In a situation like that.
On the interception?
Yes.
All he needed to do is throw it 5 more yards. That's all.
But
he's C.J. Beathard.
But the guy's playing inside leverage. So C.J. knows that. He sees the guys playing inside leverage.
Just
throw the ball on the outside.
No, he just didn't get enough on it because he's C.J. Beathard. That's why he was taken in the third round versus the first round. Sorry. That's why Patrick Mahomes. That's why Andy Reid went up in the draft to get Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on, time out. Wait a minute. This is not about Patrick. This is not about C.J. Beathard. This is about Tom Brady. This is about Mahomes. This is about Aaron Rodgers and that virtuoso.
Thank you. Virtuoso performance. So, what was Aaron Rodgers' QBR for the game last night? That's 0 to 100. What was it, Mr. Sharpe?
I don't know.
It was a grand total of 55.
Tom Brady was 66.
That lifted him up. Well, Tom Brady has the 7th best QBR in the league, and Aaron Rodgers now is 18th overall after last night's 55.
So that should let you know QBR is full jive.
Why was QBR 55 last night? Because he wasn't very good for most of the game. He was hit and miss. He was even hit and miss in the fourth quarter. What was his percentage of completions, Mr. Sharpe, in the fourth quarter last night? How about 50? He was 10 of 20. 50%. Is that good? Is that virtuoso? I don't think so.
I thought you like end results. You told me you were end results type of guy.
Well, I'm an end result of who are you playing against? And speaking of the defenses, the 49ers defense came in last night ranked 29th in points allowed. Is that good, Mr. Sharpe?
Yeah.
So should this have happened, what Aaron Rodgers did late, should this have happened early in this game? I thought they'd win by 3 touchdowns, and they didn't. They squeaked it out, and Aaron made some really good throws down the stretch.
Good or great?
Well, very good. I'll give you very good throws.
Great.
But who was he up against, Mr. Sharpe? You should know this, being the Hall of Famer that you are. What happened to Jimmy Ward, the starting cornerback for the 49ers? A former first-round pick. It's been a while back, but back in 2014, he was the 30th overall pick in the draft. Jimmy Ward. What happened to him, Mr. Sharpe?
What happened?
He pulled his hamstring and could not play in the fourth quarter. So he was replaced by number 26, and I don't know who he is, but his name is Greg Maben, and he was undrafted out of Iowa. He's playing in his second year, and even Devontae admitted after the game on ESPN, yeah, it was kind of Where's Waldo. He didn't use that phrase. I'll use it because it was 26. Fine, 26. Right. And about half the time in the fourth quarter, I kept looking up, and 26 was on Davante Adams. Davante Adams is really, really good because he is a big, tall, long, fast receiver. And Aaron knows he can throw it up to him as he did in the end zone. That was a really good pass, but you just got to hit him up high. He did it to Dallas last year. Remember, late in the game in Dallas? Yeah. He got little 5'9" Jordan Lewis on him twice and just said, I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to go back to the 5'9" cornerback. You
like Jordan Lewis, remember? You told
I'm just saying, but it was 5'9" versus 6'3". Davante is big and rangy and can get up for the ball. So what happened? It's Where's Waldo? Let's throw it at 26. And whoever 26 was on, they just kept going to 26. It was a mismatch. He made some nice throws, but am I going to do handsprings over that against the 29th ranked defense and C.J. Beathard, and you're calling it virtuoso? Stop it.
Okay, well then tell me
Stop it. Just pull back. fact, this is LeBron-esque. He is the LeBron James of the National Football League, is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, you want to call him LeBron, but you won't tell me where the Chiefs' defense is ranked.
The Chiefs' defense is terrible.
Okay,
The point was the Chiefs have a nuclear weapon on offense with lots of nuclear weapons around him. So what had been happening? You saw in the second half, the Chiefs scored 31 points.
Yes.
The genius Bill Belichick. You give Bill Belichick 75% of the credit for the dynasty.
Yes.
His defense is disastrous. It got torched at Jacksonville. It got torched at Detroit. And it got torched in the second half at home on Sunday Night Football for all the world to see.
And Tom Brady torched the Kansas City's defense in the first half.
And he had to do
well,
it
Aaron
slowly.
Rodgers had to do what he had to do.
No, he did not. It was just like candy from babies.
Did you see what?
Because the Green Bay defense knows if C.J. Beathard has the ball, we'll get it back quickly.
If you don't mind
was there fear of getting torched by C.J. Beathard? There was not.
Yeah, you saw the game in the first half. What was C.J. Beathard doing to the defense in the first half?
Let's put Aaron Rodgers back on that pedestal. Way to go.
This
Virtuoso.
This is what I don't understand. The Kansas City's defense is worse than San Francisco,
yes,
but you lost.
You're missing the point. I thought you were in the Hall of Fame. They have Patrick Mahomes. San Francisco
What does that have to do with Brady competing against the defense?
You have to slowly but surely go down and score. You have to control. What was the time of possession in the fourth quarter, Mr. Sharpe? Timeout. It was 11 minutes for Tom Brady because he is the virtuoso. He is the master at controlling the football and keeping the other quarterback on the sideline. What did he do in the Super Bowl against Matt Ryan? He kept him on the sideline for the fourth quarter.
What did he do against Philly?
Well, he couldn't keep him on the sideline.
Whoa, he threw for the NFL playoff record 505.
Yeah, but you're so far behind that you're in a shootout. Because Bill Belichick's defense, without the best cornerback on the field, was he not? Was Malcolm Butler on the field? No, he was in the doghouse.
Have you seen Malcolm Butler in Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't care. That he was the best player on their defense last year, and he was on the sideline, and they gave up 41 points to the Eagles back up. Tom Brady's in a shootout. There's no milking. There's no controlling the clock.
Here's the thing, Skip. What good is controlling the clock if you don't get points at the end of the drive? It's not how long you have the ball. It's what you do with the ball when you have it. Tom Brady is going up and down the field, taking his time, but he's paying it off in the end zone. The 32nd ranked total defense, the 31st ranked pass defense, playing without Justin Houston, who's an all-pro, playing without Eric Berry, who's an all-pro. But you want to talk about Jimmy Ward? For real?
Yes, for real, I do, because he's by far their best cornerback. And then I should talk about their other cornerback, too. That guy who used to be Richard Sherman. Do you remember that guy?
Yes.
Long time ago, he used to be Richard Sherman. Whatever happened to that guy? Can somebody explain?
He's coming off a serious
injury. He's coming off a serious injury, and he got 3 years, $27 million to go to San Francisco. And I don't know if he's long for the world because he got only $3 million guaranteed. I don't know. He doesn't look like Richard Sherman to me anymore.
It's going to take some time.
So what was the play of the game last night? It got to be 3rd and 15 at the 19, at the Green Bay 19. And they sacked Aaron Rodgers yet again. They're bringing pressure because that's the only way they're going to beat Aaron Rodgers in his house. And somebody interferes down the field. There's illegal contact, right? Yes. Illegal contact is on, who was it? The old Legion of Boomer. It was on Richard Sherman. And that's it. That's the game right there because it's either going to go to overtime or CJ's going to get lucky and make one big completion. They're going to kick the field goal.
You said CJ was going to turn back to CJ, so you don't believe he would have done that.
You told me that the Green Bay defense.
But I'm just trying to. But here's the thing. But you look at the throws that he's making.
Wait. I got another point.
Okay.
What happened on the very next play after Richard Sherman fouled and extended the football game? What happened on the very next play? So now it's 1st and 10, and Aaron Rodgers goes 21 yards. Wait, let's see if he can go. Oh, he's going to take off. He's hurt. He's running like 4-3 down the middle of the field, but he's hurt. He's hurt. Everybody knows it because the Hall of Famer said he's hurt. He's hurt. Did you see him sprint? Could anybody sprint like that if they got a really bad knee? No, they could not.
Yes.
You
know what?
He's hurt.
You know what?
That was the play of the game. That got him in field goal range.
It hurts you. It hurts you.
No, it hurts.
Aaron Rodgers
it doesn't hurt Aaron.
It's just cooking folks. Because here's the thing.
He's cooking folks with a brace on his knee because he's hurt.
Yes.
You know what? He was flying. Look at him fly down the field.
But Skip,
how did he do that?
Skip, Why do you do this? Why do you try to, every time Aaron does something, you try to minimize and says, look at the defense.
I just want perspective. Jenny said we were going to put it in perspective. Aaron was
okay, well, put Tom Brady.
I don't think you don't think.
Okay, put in perspective what Tom Brady did on Sunday night, minus Justin Houston, their second best player, minus Eric Berry,
I'll tell you what he did, because if he doesn't come back and win that game against the Chiefs, and they're down they're down 3 at that point.
Yes.
If they don't come back and win it,
Actually,
Kansas City, no, they were down 3. They got down 3 in the fourth quarter. And if they don't win it, Kansas City's going to jump out and run away with the AFC at 6-0, and the Patriots are going to fall to 3-3. That's the stake.
Okay, well,
that's what's on the table.
If Green Bay doesn't win this game.
Yeah, they were the desperate team last night.
Okay,
I mean, the 49ers are 1-5. Really?
Oh, so now,
are we comparing the 49ers with the Chiefs? Is that what we're going to do?
Defensively, they're better than the Chiefs.
I don't think they are better than the Chiefs.
Stop it.
Not without their starting corner. Have you ever heard of Greg Maben? Because I haven't.
No Eric Berry, no Justin Houston, who once had 22 sacks in a season. So we're not. So what about the pressure, Skip? Don't do that.
The pressure is all on Tom Brady, because he knows if they get the ball back, they're going to torch. It's going to be Tyreek again for 75, or somebody's going to run a kickoff back for 97.
Skip, it's easy to do that when you're going against the 32nd ranked defense. You make it seem like he did it against the Ravens.
Who?
Tom Brady.
No, I'm talking about what Patrick Mahomes was doing to what should be the 32nd ranked defense of Bill Belichick.
What should be and what is are two different things. Yeah. Who has the 32nd ranked defense that Tom Brady was going against? But this is about Aaron Rodgers. This was a virtuoso. You saw it up close and personal.
I want to see virtuosos going forward, because now they get a week off, and to Aaron's point that we saw and the sound that we heard, they come back and they go in the next the next 5 weeks, they go 2 Rams, 2 Patriots, that'll be interesting, 2 Seattle, and 2 Minnesota. That's a pretty rough stretch. Yeah. Those are 4 pretty rough road games.
Well, that's why it was almost must win for them to beat Minnesota at home.
They were the desperate team in the end. They finally said, we got to get it in gear, because we cannot let this happen. And to Aaron's credit, he made the throws that had to be made, some back shoulder throws, and he was finding Waldo, find 26.
Don't do that, Skip.
Him. Well, again, if you know who this guy is, because
okay, what about the guy that was covering Gronk?
Well, what about him?
The guy that they just signed.
I don't know.
Or what about him? See, you see what you did? Now, this guy had just got signed. He was on Atlanta. He had just gotten signed. He's covering Gronk. Oh, just so Tom Brady says.
Who?
The guy that was covering Rob Gronkowski. Don't worry about it, but he shouldn't have been covering Gronk.
He just got signed?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Look it up. But anyway.
30, I don't think so.
But anyway, 48 was on him also.
Gronk just torched him, didn't he? He just torched him. I think he caught, 5 balls?
He caught 3 for 97.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, that's a lot of balls. He was quiet most of the night.
It's not how many balls you catch. Oh. What do you do with the balls that you do catch? See, Skip, you all this thing. You all about quantity. I'm all about quality. I'd rather have 2 or 3 watches as opposed to 15 if they're good. They're Patek Philippe. You know, if they something like a Rollie, AP, I'm good. So you want 15 Timexes, 32 Boulevards. I ain't all into that. Give me quality. You want quantity.
Does Tom Brady have a Devontae Adams?
He got a Rob Gronkowski.
Oh.
He got a Josh Gordon. Now, you told me Josh Gordon has a Hall of Fame
I also told you yesterday it ain't happening yet.
Whoa!
Not on the same page
Does Aaron Rodgers have a Julian Edelman?
I don't know. Randall Cobb's pretty good.
I saw him on the sideline next to Mike McCarthy.
You know, Jimmy Graham's pretty good, too. He's not Gronk, but he's up there in the same ballpark.
No, he ain't no ballpark. What ballpark?
I don't know. He's pretty good.
Well, they do cook hot dogs up there. They say they got them Johnsonville up there, them good old Franks up there in Green Bay. They're good. I had a couple of them. But Skip, you need to stop with this. Why you just won't? It's okay. Just say Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT.
I just successfully rained on your parade.
No, you didn't.
Somebody has to bring some perspective to this, because Aaron Rodgers is the NFL's LeBron James, because he gets glorified for all the wrong things.
He's the best player. He's the best player playing right now.
And
You're
the best player playing has played in one long ago Super Bowl, and since then he's 5-6. Wait, let me finish. It's my turn. 5-6 in the postseason, and over that same stretch, just that 5-6 stretch, Tom Brady's 13-5 in the postseason, and he's won 2 Super Bowls and played in 4. Yeah. And Aaron, it's been forever since he played in his lone Super Bowl, and then he's 5-6.
But you told me that was ancient history. You told me not to bring up anything. That's ancient history.
No, I'm just showing you. You keep saying that your guy is better than that guy up in Foxborough, the reigning MVP.
Tom Brady said it out of his own mouth. Tom Brady said if Aaron Rodgers had Coach Belichick this system with the defensive prowess, there's no telling what he could have done. Oh, that's what Tom said.
I don't listen to anything that comes out of Tom's mouth. I just watch what he does.
Listen.
I watch what he does when the money's on the table. Because the money player, the greatest clutch performer ever in any sport is Tom Brady,
He's not even close
not
to being
Aaron Rodgers.
more close, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, it is.
Well, how is he more clutch when you say Jordan is 6-0?
Yeah.
And Tom Brady's
hasn't had nearly as many big stage opportunities as Tom Brady. Tom Brady just keeps playing in AFC championship games and Super Bowls.
And he keeps losing in Super Bowls.
Oh, he keeps losing in Super Bowls?
5-3.
Oh.
Now, that's the argument that you use against LeBron. You say LeBron can't be the GOAT because he's lost in the finals. How can Tom Brady be more clutch than Jordan when he's lost in the finals?
So in 2 of those losses, one
it doesn't matter.
Eli, and he went down, drove him. Wait a second. He drove his team 75 yards with 4 minutes left in the game, and then with 2:42 left in the game, he hit Randy Moss with what should have been the winning touchdown pass, 14-10. Should have closed the deal, and Belichick's defense couldn't hang on because Eli pulled off the luckiest play in the history of the Super Bowl. That's what it took to beat Tom Brady then. And then last year, it took Bill Belichick incomprehensibly not playing Malcolm Butler and allowing 41 points to the backup Eagles quarterback. That's what it took to cancel out the all-time playoff record, 505 yards, that Tom Brady at age 40 threw in that Super Bowl. 505. And now at 41, he did it again. He did it in the AFC Championship game. He did it on Sunday night against the hottest team in the NFL. And you dare to come in here and say, virtuoso, a baloney.
Hottest team, but Skip, here's the thing. Yes,
baloney.
This is the ultimate team
Somebody's got to bring some perspective.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody?
This is the ultimate team game. But let's be all the way real.
I think I've been.
Kansas City's defense leaves a lot to be desired. Okay. You know that. I know that.
But San Francisco's defense and offense leave a lot to be desired. Both.
Did you see what San Francisco's offense was doing to Green Bay's defense?
I don't know. It was just a miracle. I'd never seen anything quite like it. But when it was time, they said, let's get serious about this. We got to stop this.
Was it happening? Yes or no?
Okay. What does that tell you?
It tells you that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a defense, that he had a top 10 defense, scoring defense like Brady. There's no telling how many Super Bowls he could.
Top 10 defense? Did you see what happened to Belichick's defense?
Scoring.
Wait a second. At Jacksonville, was that a great scoring defense? At Detroit, was that great? Was Sunday night 31 in the second half a great scoring defense? No.
Skip,
it's pathetic.
You pick out a few games.
A few games? Yes. They've only played 6.
Okay, what about all those playoff games in which the defense hadn't given up 35 points, as opposed to Aaron Rodgers' defense giving up 50 points? I'm just giving you facts.
Let's just call off the season and put Aaron Rodgers in the Hall of
Fame.
Let's just do it.
Unnecessary.
I'll go with you. You go up there and you can induct him.
I mean, look.
You can induct him just off last night.
13-6.
That should have ended. That closed the case.
Tom Brady has 13 touchdowns, 6 picks. Aaron Rodgers is 12-1.
Yeah, but one guy's the 7th overall in QBR, and the other guy's 18th. Aaron Rodgers is 18th.
So that lets you know QBR is bumped. The man throws for 425 and 2 touchdowns and has a 66. That's bumped.
He was really shaky for 3.5
All
quarters.
I know is that when the NFL, when it's all said and done, nobody mentions QBR. It's passer rating. And Aaron Rodgers has the highest in NFL history.
Okay.
We're moving on from the LeBron of the NFL, as Skip likes to put it, to the actual LeBron and his new supporting cast. Are they better than his old one? We'll discuss next.
No mercy. Hey guys, Jenny Taft here. More of the Undisputed podcast is on the way, but first, I wanted to talk to you about one of our sponsors. If you're like me, you know that navigating the stock market can be daunting. Fortunately, there's Robinhood. Robinhood is an app that makes buying and selling stocks, options, cryptos, and more simple and intuitive. With data presented in an easy-to-digest way, Robinhood is a non-intimidating method for stock market newcomers to invest with confidence. And here's the best part. Not only is Robinhood easy to use, it's all commission-free. That's right, no commission fees. Other brokerages can charge you up to $10 for every trade, but Robinhood allows you to trade stocks and keep all of your profits. Even better, Robinhood is giving Undisputed listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Just sign up at undisputed.robinhood.com. That's undisputed.robinhood.com to start investing today. Now, back to the show.
No mercy. Well, expectations are already very high for LeBron's first year with the Lakers, which starts Thursday in Portland. An anonymous scout told Sports Illustrated, quote, "The Lakers roster is better than Cleveland's last year, top to bottom." The scout added, "Getting to the conference finals will be determined by Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Kyle Kuzma." So, Shannon, do you agree that LeBron has a better supporting cast in LA?
No, and for the very reason that you just read at the end. This team is full of unproven young stars that we don't know. Kevin Love is better. Kevin Love has some down games and makes you scratch your head, but he's better than anybody that's on the Laker roster right now. And none of these guys are conducive to what LeBron does really well. Over the last decade, he was surrounded by shooters. They put the roster in. They got him a Shane Battier. They got him a Kyle Korver. They got him a J.R. Smith. They got him a Ray Allen, Mike Miller. They got him guys that can shoot. LeBron loves to play at pace, get up and down, but when he drives the basket, they come to collapse. He's kicking it for threes. What are these guys going to do? I mean, you're talking about young, talented guys that won 35 games, and none of them do really well what LeBron needs them to do. So I get it. Maybe defensively they're better because when you put Kuzma or Ingram and some of these other guys, Skip, on the court, they can switch everything. And that seems to be where teams are going. What everyone is doing, how do we beat Golden State? Houston came the closest, took them 7 games by switching everything. P.J. Tucker, Ariza, and Clint Capella, they were switching everything. So they do have athletic guys, from Kuzma to Ingram to LeBron. If you bring in Stevenson, you bring in all these guys off the bench, Skip. Okay, yeah, they can switch everything. But just looking at it, oh, well, they're younger. I mean, they got a bunch of guys under 25. What does that prove? Young, talented guys doesn't necessarily win you anything. These guys are going to have to come of age. Young, talented Steph, young, talented Clay and Draymond, they didn't win. It took them much longer. They were probably, 5-6 years into their careers before they started winning. So now we expect these guys, and I get it, 35 games. LeBron, I believe LeBron's worth anywhere between, 13 and 20 games himself. That's what I feel, because he's special.
Okay, I'll buy that. Well.
But even the guys the guys that they signed to back up, these are rotational guys. Lance Stevens, he's rotation. JaVale McGee, he's rotation. Michael Beasley, he's rotation. So if you look at it from top to bottom, you're like, yeah, they're more athletic than what he had at Cleveland, but necessarily better? How?
You know why? Because this Lakers roster has more upside. I know what the Cleveland roster is, and I agree with your take. It was pretty good, but it was what it was and is, right? Like it's not going to get. There's no more upside to all these guys LeBron was playing with a year ago, right?
There was no crashing through the ceiling. They had bumped their heads.
They had bumped their heads on the ceiling, and it was a pretty high ceiling. Obviously, they needed LeBron to be the sun to all their moons, but in this case, this team not only has more upside, I think this team has more, as Rondo said yesterday, there's more dog in this team. There's more fight in this team. There are more guts in these players, I believe, than what LeBron had last year. And ultimately, that's going to cost you if you don't have a lot of dogs around. I mean, dogs in a good way. So to your point, Kevin Love's a 5-time All-Star, and he was the 5th overall pick. So that's a player. That's a co-star. Not in LeBron's realm, but that's somebody you should be able to count on. And even in that game one, the game that should have been, Kevin Love was 21-13 in the game 1 of the finals last year at Oracle. And then I looked down, like J.R. Smith, he was the 18th overall pick, and he was the 6th man of the year. That's pretty good. I know he had the blunder at the end of the game, but you forget how good he could, and he can play defense, too, when he decides he could really play defense. George Hill last year, he'd started 434 games for the Spurs and the Pacers and the Jazz, and then he wound up with the Kings. But that's a credible NBA starter, so he's pretty good, and he's been there and done all that. And then Jeff Green was the 5th overall pick, and as recent as 2014, he averaged 17 a game for the Celtics. Tristan Thompson, they gave him his money because he can give you 12 and 9. He's just a relentless offensive rebounder. Well, he was the 4th overall pick, okay? So we're saying we know what they are. Kyle Korver is the 6th best three-point shooter in the history of the league. Well, that's pretty good. And he did make an all-star team with Atlanta. Larry Nance, they just gave him a big new deal yesterday. 4 years, $45 million. Is he worth it? Yeah, he's pretty good.
Big energy, off the bench,
big
rebound,
athlete.
Yeah.
And then the two guys you loved at the trade deadline were Jordan Clarkson, who can score in bunches when he gets it going. Could he do it on the big stage with LeBron? Not so much. And the other guy I loved, and you did at the first, was Rodney Hood, because he was on a career-high stretch. He was averaging 17 a game for Utah last year before they acquired him. And he's making 39% from three, and he'll defend because he's like 6'8" with long arms. So again, could he do it
before he got to Cleveland?
Before you put him on LeBron's stage, he was really good. He was good on the Utah stage. A little tricky to coach and whatnot, but he didn't live up to what we thought he might be. But I've just outlined a team there. That's a pretty good supporting cast. But how tough mentally is that supporting cast? Well, it was tough enough that when LeBron went for 51-8-8 in Game 1 at Golden State, they had the basketball with a chance to win the game at the end of regulation.
Right.
So that's how good that roster was. Because you can't tell me it's a bunch of junk if you can do that to Golden State in Game 1.
Well, that's my argument I'll be telling you about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You can't say he has a bunch of junk when he continuously get the AFC Championship games and Super Bowl. But what J.R. Smith did is that virtuoso that LeBron had painted, the Mona Lisa, J.R. Smith took a Sharpie and drew a mustache on it. That's what he did at the end of the game.
No, you know why? Because it was a bogus Mona Lisa already.
No, it wasn't.
It was a counterfeit Mona Lisa.
It's priceless.
No, it was counterfeit because Mona Lisa had the basketball in his hands, right? With you're down 1 with really 20 seconds left in the game. You can make you can do whatever you want to do with the basketball.
If you don't mind me asking,
that's not Mona Lisa.
If you don't mind me asking,
he passed it to George Hill
on Sunday night. Tom Brady leads his team down. Gostkowski kicks the game-winning field goal.
Why do we have to keep going back to Tom Brady? He doesn't belong in the same sense with LeBron. You're disrespecting Tom Brady to bring him into this conversation.
Just bear with me, Skip.
Because we're talking about the counterfeit Mona Lisa.
Okay, just bear with me. Yeah. If Stephen Gostkowski misses that field goal, nobody's going to say Tom Brady should have threw the ball in the end zone. He should have took it off of Gostkowski's foot.
Yep.
But LeBron James makes the play. George Hill is an NFL player. If he makes the layup, he makes the free throw, we're not having this conversation. My point is,
different game, different circumstance.
Why?
Different.
Why?
It's a field goal kicker. It's his job.
What is George Hill's job?
A chip shot.
What is George Hill's job?
They put it in Mason Crossbar's hands last night because it's a chip shot.
What is George Hill's job, Skip Bayless?
Not to do that. He'd never played in a finals game. That was his first finals game ever.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay?
Skip, it's all, guess what? Michael Jordan had a first finals game.
Wait, who's the best player on the planet? Oh, that's according to you. It's LeBron James.
But
obviously,
you say that about Tom Brady. So why would he rely to a field goal kicker when he can miss it?
It's part of the rules of the game.
It's part of the rules of the game that you can pass the ball to a guy that's under the basket.
If you're that good and you've made uncharacteristically 7 of 14 shots from outside the paint in that game, you just pull up. You got the defense. Wait a second. You got the switch you wanted. You got little Steph on you. He's 6'3", you're 6'9". So you got him right just beyond the free throw line. You just rise up just the way Michael Jordan did in Game 6 at Utah. You rise up and you hold the pose. That's what you do.
So if you don't mind me,
rise up and hold the pose. I still got a picture of Michael holding the pose right there. And you can see the horror and the looks of all the Jazz fans down in the end zone because they're seeing the ball swish. That should have been LeBron in Game 1, and it should have been over at the buzzer.
So if you don't mind me asking, so he was 7 of 14, which means he had missed 7 shots. So he wasn't perfect, right?
Well, I mean, but for LeBron James from distance, he just doesn't do that ever.
Yes,
that was his career outside shooting night.
Well, look, considering this the first time someone had ever scored 50 points in a finals game and lost the game, lets you know what he was doing in that game. But
don't get me started on the meltdown that then occurred on the bench. It was an all-time meltdown, superstar meltdown.
Skip Bayless, we're talking about.
It was like a microcosm of the 2010 finals.
All I'm saying is this: these guys are young. Brandon Ingram was the number 2 pick in the draft. Lonzo Ball was the number 2 pick in the draft. Yeah, they're talented, but they haven't proven anything.
And my other problem with this is island of misfit toys. I don't get where all the pieces fit together. So I look at the roster, and I'm starting to really like it. And I'm saying, boy, if Brandon Ingram, if Lonzo, and the scout that we're quoting here, the anonymous scout, in Sports Illustrated, he's concluding that Brandon Ingram does not fit with LeBron. That's his conclusion, that Lonzo definitely is not a fit with LeBron. So he's saying that come crunch time, or certainly playoff crunch time, that both Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball will be on the bench. He's not seeing them as part of this. He says that their closing lineup will be LeBron and Josh Hart, who he thinks has a lot of dog in him because he can play both ends of the floor and defend. Yeah. Josh Hart will be the glue to the team, according to this scout. And then Kuzma, who's definitely got green light dog in him. Will he not just shoot it at the earliest little whim? and then KCP and Rondo. That's how he's got this team finished.
Well, for me, Skip, I really never saw the fit between Lonzo and LeBron.
I don't either.
I never saw the fit. Now,
I mean, are they like-minded? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't, I mean, there's a reason why the Lakers traded Norm Nixon, because he was the exact size, shorter version of Magic Johnson. Now, he couldn't do all the things, but he was a true point guard.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need two true point guards.
But Lonzo is the anti-Kyrie.
Yes.
Because Kyrie could play 2 or 1. Whatever you want, we'll just swap out. You do it, I'll do it.
Right.
Because if you put Kyrie over on the wing, you don't think he can score? Yeah, he can score.
You can give Kyrie the ball, clear a side, and Kyrie can go to work. You give Lonzo the ball, Lonzo is looking to pass. He's not that one-on-one player that Kyrie is. And LeBron, what did LeBron have in Miami? D-Wade, you could clear the side, D-Wade could go get buckets. You can't do that with Lonzo.
And that roster last year shot 37% from 3, which was 6th in the league, which is pretty good. There have been years they've been 1 or 2 up there for LeBron.
But they were second in made 3s.
Yeah, in made 3s. So you got sharpshooters surrounding LeBron, starting with Kyle Korver.
Right.
And you got what now?
Nothing.
I don't
They were second worst last year.
Know. Can KCP maybe? But the scout again points out, is he that guy? He's never played in a playoff game before. Well, will he go Rodney Hood on you? Will he go Jordan Clarkson? Will he disappear? I don't know.
And that's the thing, though, is that, guys, we've seen guys play really well, Skip, in regular season games. But when it comes down to playoffs, when there's a finite period here, if we don't get, there's no tomorrow, no tomorrow, Skip, where you're like, okay, we just going to the next city. That's not how it works in the playoffs. There's going to be an end game for someone, and the pressure mounts, and you feel it. You're talking about it. I mean, when Rodney Hood was in Utah, like you said, he was averaging a career high. Nobody was talking about Utah. No. But now...
I mean, they were a factor. Right. Everybody said, they're kind of a surprise team. But nobody was talking about Rodney Hood.
But now you go, and you're supposed to be the missing piece to help LeBron get over the hump.
I mean, you and Chris Broussard threw a parade that
day.
Man,
I'm happy for it.
I know.
And then Jordan... Well, look, we know Jordan Clarkson. He's instant buckets.
He is.
But he's not guarding a parked car with a Uzi.
He would not. And that team last year ranked 26th in points allowed in Cleveland. So could this team be a little better defensively? Maybe a little. I'm not even sure about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you rank 26th in the West, you're going to be giving about 130 a game.
You would be.
Because they'll run you out of the building. Because everybody, with the exception of Utah, as they pointed out, Skip, everybody's looking to get up and down.
They are.
Everybody.
And in the preseason games, I saw little to no defense, but I saw push it and shoot it.
Oh, yeah.
Woof.
So... it might be one of those Denver Nuggets or Detroit Pistons, 185, 181. Okay. I don't know if they can get to those numbers, Skip, but it's going to be.
But his conclusion is playoff time, it's going to be Rondo and Beasley and JaVale and Lane.
Beasley?
Beasley is a proven scorer.
Yes. But you got Skip, at some point in time, you got to stop somebody.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not talking about defense. I'm just talking about who will LeBron want to count on when it's money time, when his push comes to shove. Yeah. All those vets, that's who he's going to count on.
Well, LeBron will always go back to old reliable because you remember the first game of the season, Skip, they switched the lineup after they lost to Indiana.
They did.
And when the rubber met the roll in Game 7 in Indiana, he went back to old reliable. Tristan, Kevin Love, JR. He's like, I'm going back to what I know. I'm going to go down with these guys. So it might be a situation he knows these guys, but I just never saw the fit. And I'm looking at him like, okay, LeBron's going to L.A., but I'm looking at Rondo signing. I'm looking at JaVale McGee. I'm like, Lance Stevens. I'm like, hold on, what? Who's going to shoot? You want three-point shooters. I understand you want to play out the ball. So if Stevenson is in the game, you can play out the ball because he can initiate. So can Ingram. So can Rondo. But that's not what has served you well in his career as far as kicking three-point shooters. So it's going to be interesting.
Weird mix.
I'm glad we're done watching preseason basketball. As fun as that was, Thursday they get started in Portland. Should we do a viewing party or anyone want to watch this? No? Okay.
No mercy.
Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes combined for nearly 700 passing yards in the Patriots' 43-40 win on Sunday night. After the game, Brady sought out Mahomes for a post-game handshake. And remember, that doesn't happen all the time with Brady. There was a lot of focus on Brady not shaking Nick Foles' hand after the Super Bowl in February. So, Shannon, what do you make of that move from Tom Brady?
Well, you know what? Maybe he's what I've seen from Tom, that he's really quick to jog across the field with his helmet off, no one's around him, and shake the guy's hand when he wins. This notion that you can't be an ultra competitive, that you can't have that dog, you can't have that inner, I'm trying to kill, for the metaphor here, kill everyone that's involved and be a great sportsman is disingenuous.
Sure.
Because I believe two things can be true. You can compete at the highest of levels when you're on the field and you take no prisoners. I'm trying to leave everybody in my wake. But once the game is over, you can flip it and like, okay, man, congratulations. You won. You were the better team today. Great job. See you down the road maybe somewhere. But we don't always see that from him. We go back to Eli. And it seems to be it's always, well, the Super Bowl, there's a lot of people. He sure sought out Matt Ryan. He sure sought out Russell Wilson, but he couldn't find Eli. He couldn't find Nick Foles. Now, all of a sudden, now there's like 20 million people on the field.
Interesting.
That's my only problem is that, look, I remember, and even coaches now, Skip, they go to center field. But you remember old coaches, they used to point like they do in the NBA. I don't remember Dan Reeves ever going to the middle of the field. He pointed across the field, see you down the road. That's the way it is. Okay, if that's the way we going to be, got no problem with that. But I just think that, this notion that, he hates to lose. If you play this game, you hate losing. Now, obviously, the more invested you are, Tom Brady puts so much time in as far as film study, the way he works on his body. That's why it probably hurts him more than someone else that doesn't put that kind of time in. But everybody wants to win. They really do, Skip. But it just seems to me that he finds it's a lot easier for him to go to the midfield and shake a guy's hand after his team has won.
So, people don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care what Tom Brady does when the game is over, because I believe Tom Brady is a sore loser. I think he's a poor loser, a terrible loser, and you know the old cliche, show me a good loser and I'll just show you a loser. Because this is the NFL's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. This is in a very misleading package because we see him post on Instagram and he's this nerdy, corny dad on Instagram.
Yes.
And you just say, what are you doing, man?
Right.
Because you're
never going to be cool. You're never going to have Peyton Manning's personality.
But he's just doing it. He just keeps doing it night after night after night with songs, and he's got the whole, he must have his own.
Sound ridiculous, too.
Okay, so it does. He's the corny dad next door.
Yeah.
And down the block, that guy.
Yeah,
Mr. Brady.
They give out candy corn for Halloween candy.
He would. And then, by day, he turns into Psycho Tom. And he goes to Gillette, and he's Psycho Tom. And he is a cold-blooded killer on the football field. And I believe he gets himself into some state that goes somewhere else, where he's not even sure who he is on the football field. When the game's over, he's out of his mind. And I have zero problem with that because I had the privilege and the honor of covering Michael Jordan's team in Chicago, the last Bulls team. And I got to know Michael Jordan, and I'm not saying he's a nice guy because he wasn't. And I think he took a little bit of a liking to me because he knew I didn't care what anybody thought of me because he didn't care what anybody thought of him. In the end, when it was time to win a basketball game, he just won it, and then he didn't want to shake hands if he lost. He didn't do.
Basketball players are a little different.
It's different
because you play 82 times, and you're gonna see them again if you play them in your building, and if they're in the Western Conference, you're gonna go to their building, so you're gonna see them again. It's not like that in football unless you're in the same division, Skip. You know what I'm saying?
But those people who've viewed Michael Jordan as Space Jam's, just like he's that guy, he's some Disney character,
no, he was never that.
He was never that guy, and he showed you once and for all who he really was in his Hall of Fame speech, because he went after everybody, right down the list, you, and you.
Yes.
I proved you wrong, and you wrong, and you wrong, and you wrong.
Yes.
And some of them were sitting right there in the crowd.
He invited them to do that.
Okay, fine.
That's a shame, Skip. You ought to be ashamed. Are you proud of that? You proud that the man invited somebody to his ceremony to embarrass him, Skip? Really?
He was not a nice guy. Not in that way. He was an assassin on the basketball court, and it carried over into his off-the-field life. I don't need him to be a role model. I don't need Tom Brady to be a role model. I don't even know who that guy is on Instagram, because I do know who this guy is on Sunday night at Gillette.
So you proud that Michael Jordan pulled a Nickelodeon on him? He invited him there to slime him. You see what I'm saying, Jenny? That was unnecessary. Skip, and maybe he looks at Mahomes.
Well, at least he showed you who he really was. You can take him or you can leave
Well,
him.
I wish I had known before he slimed me. So that gave me an opportunity. Okay. Now, maybe he looks at Patrick Mahomes and say, you know what, that dude's a special talent.
He did, and I believe that's why he went over there. But to your point, I'm with you on this. Yeah. If he had lost that game, he ain't going over there to tell the kid how great he is. Exactly. I don't think so.
I don't believe so. But Skip, I believe two things can be true. I believe you can be ultra competitive. Skip, I was ultra competitive, but I couldn't win them all. Don't think I didn't try. But sometimes they get the best of you. You say, man, good job. We'll see you down the road.
Okay, so you got a redeeming quality to you then.
Yeah.
That's great. If you can do that, you're fine.
Yes.
I don't think he can do that.
Because I want to look him in his eye, because I want him to know I'm going to get
okay.
you know
all right.
back.
That's fine. But why is this guy still going strong at 41? He lived for
protection the rules.
Oh, protection of rules. No, he lived for what happened Sunday night. That's what he lived for.
Yeah, to get the 32nd ranked defense and the 31st ranked pass defense. He lived for that. Boy,
he lived for putting Patrick Mahomes back in his place 43-40 at age 41.
Mahomes gave him the business. Did you see what the Mahomes did?
Wait a second. Who got into your restaurant on Sunday
Aaron Rodgers got in there last night.
No,
I stayed up and late.
We're changing the subject. You had to stay open real late on Sunday night.
Hey, I stayed up and late for it.
Because Tom Brady had to fly all the way across country. He didn't have to just come from Green Bay. He flew all the way private to your restaurant very late on Sunday night.
Aaron told me he wanted one of them old beer-soaked brats. I don't normally serve food. I just serve dubs and ales in my restaurant. But since Aaron, I knew he was coming late, Skip, I had about 5 or 6 of them old beer-soaked brats. Let them things hammer down a little bit. Just had some mustard for him. He said they had him a good old time. He said, told me to tell Skip I'm the first quarterback in the 99-year history. 400-plus yards, no picks, and tubs. First. That guy can he say that?
Wait, he beat C.J. Beathard?
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. That's impressive.
Oh, don't do that, Skip.
So, what do we know about Tom Brady? What have we heard just in the last 24 hours? We saw him on Sunday night yell at Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Stand up! You know, because he's in charge. He's in Psycho Tom mode. Does he love Gronk? Yeah, he did a little cutesy Instagram post trying to kiss and make up a little bit. Gronk, you can do anything you want as long as you still guys like that.
Ooh, that was bizarre.
That was the ultimate cheese. Oh, but good. Look here, Cheetos don't have that kind of cheese. Yeah. That was so cheesy. I mean, come on, Skip. I was just.
And what did he yell? Here we go. My kids are sleeping.
Let's go.
That was a little corny.
You know what?
That was Dad Tom.
I mean, you know what?
Okay.
I'm glad Seven.
Split personality.
You know what? I'm glad. You know what? I am so glad that I played with number 7 because, there have been times, and he was just like, T, hey, you need to be up in this one. I wish he would have yelled at me, talking about stand up. I'd have looked at him like, who you think you talking to?
Okay, then we had the Boston Globe report of yesterday about Aaron Hernandez and a lot of deep stuff in there. But one little anecdote from practice was that Aaron came out one day in flip-flops for a walkthrough. I think it was on a Friday. I think it was Friday, and he was bull jiving. And Tom Brady yelled him off the practice field, get the you-know-what out of practice. Yeah. Yelled him off the practice field. Okay, that's Psycho Tom.
Yeah.
Driven, crazed. But that's not a corny dad. I don't know, right?
I ain't got no problem with the competing, but I'm just saying, Skip Bayless, look, man, you can't expect that when you beat us for me to come shake your hand, but when we beat the brakes off you, all of a sudden you disappear.
So if you want to say the only thing that's wrong with Tom Brady is he's a poor sport, you can have
that ain't the only thing. That ain't the only thing. I'm just saying, my guy was in Lambeau with a bum leg. Yeah. On a bum wheel, Skip, on a flat tire. He won the Daytona last night.
Yeah. So he ran 4.2 up the field.
That man ain't run no
not a 4.2. I'm a Vikings fan. I can respect what I saw from Aaron Rodgers last night. I can respect it. I don't love it. Yeah. But we're going to talk a bit more about Rodgers because he may have just proved he's the best quarterback in the NFL last night. He may have done it.
No,
Rob Parker, he's going to help us next.
Yeah, Detroit, come out here and tell him.
No mercy.
Aaron Rodgers added more to his resume in last night's 33-30 win against the 49ers. Rodgers hit Davante Adams for the game-tying TD with under 2 minutes left. Then, after a Packers interception, Rodgers led the Packers on a 10-play drive to set up the game-winning field goal. If that wasn't enough, Rodgers became the first QB in NFL history to throw for at least 400 yards with 0 interceptions in back-to-back games. We are joined by Rob Parker. You got to help us with this one, Rob.
Yeah. Help.
You know, I really
bring
think
some objectivity.
we need some help here. How impressive was that performance?
Skip, it was.
Don't tell me to.
No, I'm telling you. Shannon already knows.
Yes.
Jenny knows. This is for you. It was so impressive last night that after Aaron Rodgers' performance, I needed a cigarette, and I don't even smoke. That's how good it was.
I ain't needed a cig.
Yes.
I should have brought one of the miles out here for you, dear.
My goodness. This is what Aaron Rodgers does. And when you give him the football late, he can beat you. He will beat you. So, and watching the throws, the touchdown for the game, to tie the game, just an awesome throw. The sideline throws.
Yeah.
The sideline throw against Dallas. We've seen this over and over and over again. I am here, Skip, to tell you today.
What is it?
That Aaron Rodgers is the BAPOT, best passer of all time. Period.
What about BQB, best QB of all time?
I can't make that work.
Thank you.
Okay.
But
that was Aaron Rodgers, just classic Aaron Rodgers. Classic. Vintage.
Yeah.
You said his
Virtuoso.
resume.
There you go.
Legendary resume.
Legendary.
And the best part about it, and I know people always go back, you know, people are trying to say, well, but he's only won one. That has very little to do with Aaron Rodgers, that he's only won one.
Oh.
With the football, he's done everything that you could ask of him. When he has the ball, Shannon, you notice the Packers always have a chance just from that one guy. There aren't too many quarterbacks like that. When the Patriots were struggling early in the year, what did they say? Tom doesn't have this. Tom doesn't have that. Tom doesn't have this.
Wait till Edelman comes back.
All these excuses, and I just keep looking at Aaron Rodgers and saying, what does he really have? Who are these guys?
Davante Adams?
Well, I
mean,
he's all of a sudden become over the last couple
I'd say he's
years.
a stud. I
No,
think
he
he's
is
a
a stud,
top 5 receiver.
But there's a lot of other guys
Yep,
for
I
years
think
that
he
Aaron Rodgers would throw to. Right.
Yeah.
And I just think that if you don't think this guy is the best thrower of the football, after watching last night to just give you another example, I think you're misguided. He is the BAPOT,
maybe we
best passer of all time.
Maybe now in football we should have judging just on how it's a beauty contest, right?
That's what you do.
Did you see how pretty that pass was?
Well,
it's a beauty. Let's give him a 10 for that, and the game's over.
Oh, Jenny,
game's over off that.
I'm glad that he said that,
Did you
Jenny.
see that beautiful throw?
Yes.
Oh, he wins the beauty contest.
Yeah, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, Rob, Jenny, help me if I'm correct. Who always comes out here and says he had the high degree of difficulty? Is that not judging? That's what they do in swimming. That's what they do in gymnastics. That would be you.
No, it's not.
Oh, so
if you win with the higher degree of difficulty, that's more impressive.
that's judging. So we judging?
No.
I'm just taking old talk.
That's called insight that you get from over here versus over there.
Man, Skip, this was the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. This is Pavarotti.
Wait a second. I'm going to stop you on that because you just got disqualified.
What?
That changed history that night.
Whoa!
It changed history.
It changed history?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay, you can talk what I want.
It was the start of the British invasion. It launched rock and roll in the United States of America, brought over from the British Isles. Am I right, Rob Parker?
Yeah.
So it was last night a
With that
seminal
Sergeant-
event in
with
the
that-
history of
with
this
that-
country.
Hold up.
The country changed last night.
What about Sergeant Pepper?
Wow.
You
What
like
about
that?
it?
You like that? You like that, right?
Well, I like every one of them. Rubber Soul, keep going.
Whoa.
I mean, I love every one of them.
Okay.
But
You know what?
The start was Ed Sullivan.
Maybe they were that. What about Pavarotti at the Sydney Opera House?
I don't know.
Something of that nature.
I don't know.
Something of that
I don't know
magnitude. A
classical.
virtuoso. Something that we haven't, that we get accustomed to see. You know, Skip, the thing is that when you see greatness, you go to a great restaurant, I go to people like, Shannon, all you do is eat the same thing because I expect the same thing. When I watch this number 12 perform, I expect what I saw last night.
There's only one
Don't
number
do that.
12 and he's up
It's
in
not your turn
Foxborough.
to speak. It's my turn. I'm going to let you go.
That's blasphemy.
No, it is not
Yes, it
blasphemy.
is.
What is blasphemy is that you won't give this man his proper respect and his credit. He 99. They've been playing football 99 years. Not NFL football, because the Packers, they go back 1919. That was before the NFL was established. But anyway, I want to get all these historical lessons, Skip. 99-year history. No quarterback in the history of the game has ever thrown for back-to-back 400-yard games with 0 interceptions. No quarterback. He did that last night. And they needed every yard that he threw for because his defense was getting his hand into it. They made one play. They made the play. But he didn't need, he needed 10 to win the game, Skip. He didn't need a game, the game was tied. He didn't need a field goal to walk off.
You mean like Adam Vinatieri all those times?
And Goskowski. But he said, defense, if you give me the ball, I know you've been playing bad. But he also did this with Mason Crosby because the guy suffered an epic meltdown the previous week. Missed 4 field goals and a PAT. He said, bro, you saw it. They showed it in the highlight. He put his arm around. I don't know what he said, but he said, I got you. He said, you know what? I want to get him close. And then he's like, they couldn't bring the field goal with 6 seconds. He said, no!
Now, how many guys would have done that,
I don't want them yet.
With
he
6
said,
seconds.
I'm going to throw it out of bounds because I want to walk it off. Now, walk it out.
You done?
I'm done. I'm
Thank
finished.
you. So I want America to know that Shannon Sharpe just tried to compare what happened last night to a seminal moment in rock and roll history. That history changed last night. This country changed because of what Aaron Rodgers did live on national television, right? Against C.J. Beathard, the backup San Francisco quarterback who is only playing, as we all know, because Jimmy Garoppolo can't because he's hurt, and against the defense that came in ranked 29th in the National Football League in points allowed.
What's the worst defense?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, I'll get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
But this defense ranked 29th in points allowed, and then it lost its only really good corner because Jimmy Ward was lost to a hamstring injury early in the fourth quarter. And as Davante Adams acknowledged on ESPN after the game, we looked for 26. And I didn't know who 26 was, but I kept seeing his number pop up because wherever 26 was in the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers is saying, where's Waldo? I'll throw it at Waldo. And his name is Greg Maben. He is undrafted, a second-year player out of Iowa, where C.J. Beathard came from. Yeah.
You shaming him, man.
I'm sorry. I can't help it because every time I looked up, 26 is on Davante. Why is he on Davante? How can you put him on Davante? And Aaron would just say, here, try this. I'll throw it up. I'll back shoulder you. I'll throw it over his head. And I'm thinking, wait, where is he? And then, wait, who's that other cornerback? Didn't he used to be Richard Sherman?
Man, you know the man
Whatever
had an
happened to
Achilles
Richard
injury last year,
Sherman?
Skip.
So he had an Achilles injury, and now he's a shell of himself because the play of the game becomes 3rd and 15 at Green Bay's 19-yard line. And Aaron Rodgers gets sacked because they were throwing the house at him. And I think, well, at least that's going to be overtime. They're going to have to punt now. And wait a minute. There's illegal contact on who? On Richard Sherman of the Legion of Boom?
It happens, Skip.
He lowered the boom. On Davante, he grabbed him and held him. You can't do that, obviously.
Well, hold on. If you notice, late in that ball game, he waved 26 off. He started traveling because before that, 26 was on Davante. And he said, you know what?
And Richard couldn't take him either.
Because
Davante Adams is really good. Tom Brady does not have a Davante Adams.
He got a Gronk.
6'3". Oh, he's got a Gronk.
What about Edelman?
He caught 3 balls the other night.
Skip,
he was wide open. They were like for 40 yards apiece.
All right. So the next play is 1st and 10, obviously. And what happens? I had to hear Shannon Sharpe tell me, he's hurt. Aaron Rodgers is hurt. And all of a sudden, he takes off with his knee brace on and runs like a 4.2 40 straight up the field.
Good with that,
no, he did. He just takes off running. And I'm saying, who is that guy? He's a jet.
That man, good with it.
Look at this. Watch this. I have nobody, but I got lots of time. I got lots of time. I still got time.
Fight or flight.
Oh, I'm taking off.
Fight or flight.
Look at the sprint. Look at the sprint.
Pretty good.
Fight or flight. When you're afraid, Skip.
He's hurt.
I mean, Skip, you could be hurt, but if a tiger is chasing you, I bet you find some adrenaline from somewhere.
So Aaron Rodgers made 2 or 3 really good throws late in the game against a backup corner who's undrafted and against what's left of Richard Sherman.
Can he pick who he's playing against, Skip?
Wow, that's impressive. And he's got to worry about C.J. Beathard torching him because on Sunday night in Foxborough, the reason Tom Brady was so great is he controlled the football 11 minutes to only 4 in the fourth quarter for Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes had scored 31 second-half points against the completely overrated genius defense of Bill Belichick. You give Bill Belichick 75% of the credit for the Patriot dynasty, and his defense gave up 31 second half points to a first-year starter named Patrick Mahomes. And Brady had to milk the clock and control the football, or they were going to lose. He had to bleed it down and set up the last-second walk-off field goal, or they were going to lose. And he did so by throwing for 182 in the fourth quarter. That's outrageously great.
Against the 32nd ranked defense.
And how many times were the receivers wide open? Go back and look at the film, Skip. I could make that pass. There was nobody there.
Throw, because if you miss one throw, if you have one screw up anywhere, Patrick Mahomes is going to torch your defense again, because that's all he did the whole second half.
The game was tied. Aaron Rodgers misses a throw, they're losing.
No, they were down. They were down by 3. It was 33-30.
But I'm talking.
Sorry.
Okay, Skip, hold on. No, who was down?
The Patriots were down.
But I'm talking about the end. We're not counting that. We're not counting that. We're talking about when the score was 40-40. That's what we're talking about. Because Aaron Rodgers, he couldn't miss a throw. Because guess what? Score wasn't tied. He was down.
It's like when LeBron makes those game winners with the score tied. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know how that goes. Oh, now Rob's on my side, right?
Man,
because Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James. He is the LeBron James of the NFL.
Don't do that.
Because
Don't do that,
I'm
Skip.
going
Stop.
to do it
Don't
because
do that.
Aaron Rodgers, since his one long ago Super Bowl, is 5-6 in the postseason. And guess who the 5 victims he's had in the postseason are? He has beaten the immortal Joe Webb. Is he one of the Beatles? Joe Webb? I can't remember.
No, he was on
Skip, for the most part, hold on, Skip. But for the most part, you keep talking about this seminal moment. The Beatles were not as big in America before they came on Ed Sullivan like they were in Europe. So C.J. Beathard could have had a coming out party. What if he threw for 430?
Oh, so he's John Lennon now.
I
don't get it. So Aaron Rodgers' 5 wins since his Super Bowl are over Joe Webb, the Dez catch game that he should have lost because it was obviously a catch.
No, he didn't lost it. He won that game.
Then he beat the immortal Kirk Cousins in Washington 35-18.
Who's the highest paid quarterback, right?
He's guaranteed.
He was 1-6 against my Cowboys in the rivalry games. And then he beat the giant boat trip team at Lambeau. That was impressive.
Eli had 2 Super Bowls.
Over your guy.
Over Tom Brady.
Over your guy.
Odell, let's go to Miami to get ready.
Was Eli on that trip?
And then it took Mason Crossbar, the hero last night, making 2 of the luckiest, weirdest field goals I have ever witnessed in my life to win a playoff game at Jerry World with 56-yard field goal and a 51-yard field goal. And the 51-yard, he duck hook left, and it somehow straightened out and made it through the left upright.
What about that 50-yard field goal that Adam Vinatieri hit in the dead of night in a blizzard?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
At least he acknowledges
that.
So would you believe that since 2008, 14 quarterbacks have more fourth-quarter comebacks than Aaron Rodgers, including the immortal Jay Cutler? Would you believe that? Aaron doesn't do this like Tom Brady does this. Tom Brady does it routinely, and you guys, well, you just say, he does that. That's normal, Tom Brady. Yeah, he does it like immortally. Like, no one's ever done it the way Tom Brady keeps doing it.
How many Hail Marys have we seen Aaron Rodgers put up?
Yeah. How lucky were some of those?
But you know what? But this is what I'm trying to have a hard time figuring out, Skip. Tom Brady loses a game, okay, in the Super Bowl. You blame Gronk for not catching the Hail Mary.
Right.
Well, he should have. It was a really great throw. That was Tom Brady's best throw of a game in which he threw for 505 yards.
And I had to stay open late so he get them hot L's.
Yeah, hit Gronk right in the hands.
And he hit no better than hands.
Well, I'll show it to you. You got to come down with that. Gronk's a little overrated. I think he's on his last legs. He's beat up. Come on.
Overrated?
Why you do that?
He's not Gronk anymore.
Yes, he is Gronk.
Please.
You see what happened when they leave him one-on-one? Everybody keeps saying he's not Gronk, but they keep doubling and tripling him.
So Tom Brady has won 18 more playoff games than Aaron Rodgers, and you guys try to tell me he's the greatest ever. Really?
Well,
That's just
you tell me if
that's
you
just wrong.
Anybody that has lost, you say LeBron can't be better than Jordan because he's lost 6 finals. How can Brady be the GOAT when Brady never lost and never threw a pick in the Super Bowl?
What are you talking? He's won 5 out of 8, and he should have won the 2
Montana
others.
is 4-0. What's a better percentage? Now, I'm not good at math.
I know 4 knows better.
I'm not Pythagoras.
4 knows better than...
Wait, is 5 better than 4?
No.
No. So now we take it away down. Them L's, he took that L, Skip.
Well, how about playing an 8? That's pretty great.
That guy right there.
So you're giving credence to LeBron, and then
Yeah. So what about playing at 9? I think it's Skip.
Perfect.
3 and 6.
I mean,
5 and 3.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
Rob, thank you for being here. Since you brought up LeBron, we're going to go back to him. You have anything else to say there?
Yes. LeBron and them will win 47 games, be the 7th or 8th seed.
You just had to get that in.
I had to get that in.
And now we go to break. Are they contenders in the West? We'll discuss that with Steven Jackson.
No mercy.
All right, the Lakers only won 35 games last year, but they added LeBron, and now their over-under is 48 wins heading into the season, according to Westgate. The increase in win total is the highest among any team in the NBA. Odds makers are also giving the Lakers the third best odds to win the West, just behind the Warriors and Rockets. LA opens up on the road in Portland on Thursday. Looking forward to that. We are joined by FS1 NBA analyst Steven Jackson. Thank you for joining us. The season is finally back. We get to see you more. So let's start with that number. Over under 48 wins for the Lakers. What do you got?
I got them right at 48, 50 wins over. I think with LeBron, they definitely get 4th, 5th seed in the West. Those young guys are going to grow during the season. I just think just the impact of LeBron and the way he's going to come in and lead these young guys and give them a new life in LA. I think they win 50 games easy.
50 games.
Over.
Are you changing today?
51.
What are we deciding on?
51. I'm going 3
51.
more.
Well, you dropped all the way to 48 on Friday.
I did, and I didn't know Vegas was going to have it at 48. I did. I dropped to 48. I dropped from 54 to 48. But you know what, Skip? I'm going to split the difference with you. For 3 cases of due, 51 wins.
51?
51.
Wins? But you started at 55.
54. I said they win between 53 and 55.
You said 54 or 55, and then you said maybe 54.
51.
Huh?
I got 51. LeBron James, 35 wins.
This is it.
LeBron is normally good for somewhere between 13 to 20 wins. I'm going to split the difference. I'm splitting the difference with you, Skip. I'm going 16 more wins. 51 for 3 cases of due.
You
in the
must
West,
have had a lot of cases of Welch's grape juice. You just welched on it, right?
Because here's the thing. But look.
I think I just got welched on. Because I made the bet at 54 wins.
You told me the West is a stronger conference.
Well, I didn't tell you. Anybody would tell you.
Okay, you telling me that. Yeah. So LeBron is there. It's not like he had, if LeBron had, this team was built around him. The shooters, like he had in Cleveland. Shooters, like he had in Miami. And he was coming to a team that had shooters. I would, no problem. I go 54, I might even do 56. But he doesn't have that. These guys, they're young. We still don't know what they're going to do. And the guys that are coming in, Skip, they're role players. Let's be real. Lance Stevenson is a role player. JaVale McGee, Michael Beasley, they're role players. So to sit here and say, they loaded. Nah. Are they better defensively? Yeah, I believe. Now, if they put their mind to it, they're going to defend because they can switch multiple positions multiple times. Yep. But offensively, we still don't know what they are and who's going to do the shooting.
Right.
Who?
That's the biggest thing.
23. He's the best player on the planet.
Yeah. He is, but he's one player.
Right.
Wow. Only 5 get to play at one time.
So guess what?
The real 23 in Chicago, he was only one player. He changed the world. Changed everything.
Not before Pip got there.
Oh, that's not
He was
true.
first round.
Yeah.
Out.
Pip went along for lots of
Don't do that,
guys.
Skip. Don't do that. That man's top 50. Is he a top 50?
No, he's not.
That's what they voted him, man.
They voted him, but he doesn't belong. Michael Jordan put him in the top 50. I'm sorry. So I'm saying, like it's funny about this, I'm actually bullish on your team. The more I watched them in the preseason, the more I enjoyed watching their offense because they're going to score points. They could have some 150-point nights because they push it like crazy, and they are capable of pushing and finishing like crazy. And LeBron's going to get a lot of easy buckets in the open court because you know what happens when he's 2-on-1 and that freight train gets rolling at 6'9", 260? Look out. Get out of the way, or you're going to get posterized.
One of the best passers in the game, Rondo.
He is, what's that, with Rondo?
Yep.
Now, I don't know if Lonzo's even going to get off the bench much, but he can push it. Yeah. So I don't know how it all fits in, but I'm going to say it again. LeBron James will win the MVP. and he will win the scoring title. I don't know how it's not. It's on a silver platter because there's no real pressure. There's no expectation. There's no winning and losing pressure with this team. Nobody's really expecting him to contend with Golden State. It's all gravy this year. This is the gravy year for LeBron. He can sort of take 1 year mentally off and just concentrate on individual accolades. And I'm fine with it. You know, go win your MVP.
That's not LeBron. LeBron doesn't think like that. He's not wired like that.
He does too.
No.
So I've had them all along right at that 48 mark, and I'm surprised that's the over-under. So 48 and 34 is a reasonable expectation of this basketball team.
Well, so you gonna give me a bet then?
No, I'm not going to do it. I took one at 54. If you want to go back to 54.
They got to be perfect to get 48, 50 wins. They got to be a high-energy team all year. They can't have no letdowns. They got to feed off LeBron all year to get 48 wins.
So these Westgate rankings have them as the 5th seed. That's where I don't know if they're going to be the 5th seed because I think Denver, who's over-under is 47.5.
Okay, well, I can say they're going to be 4 seed.
4?
Yeah, they'd be 4 seed.
But every year we know 4 through 8 is always tight in the NBA,
crazy.
The West Conference.
But Denver is really good. I think right now Denver's a little better than the Lakers are. And New Orleans is still real. You love that guy in New Orleans because you think he's going to be in L.A.
Yeah. And they traded for Wesley Johnson, so now they got another spacer, so you can't just pack it down there on
Once
him.
Mirotic joined them last year, I know they still had Rondo, but they took off, and Drew Holiday is really good.
I think that's what made Boogie kind of expendable, Mirotic.
He did.
He's more of a fit for AD than Boogie.
You know what?
Yes.
And maybe Stephen knows more about this than I will, but I still think Minnesota could come back together.
Minnesota ain't going to do nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Wiggins
is. But KAT, man,
Did you see KAT in the playoffs?
Yeah, I just think he's wildly talented.
No, hope he got his check. Hopefully he'll come back with a different attitude. Yeah. But, you know, you can't – there's certain things you just can't force. If they ain't got it, they ain't got it. And that could
But I'm starting to think Jimmy's come full circle. And what was he screaming at Scott Layden, the GM, in the first practice? You need me, right?
Jimmy said, I want out. Yeah. Jimmy said, I want out. Jimmy said, I had enough. Okay, give me what you gave Cat.
Okay, but he's not out, and I think he's going to play, right?
He's going to be professional. He's going to play. He's not going to miss any money, but he definitely wants out.
Out.
Okay. Did you not love the T-Wolves a year ago today?
Out.
You loved them.
I did.
Okay.
That was before they got buckets.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this again. I think the Clippers are being very underrated. I think it's a talented.
Man, Clippers, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah,
they got is Tobias Harris.
Yeah. Patrick Beverly.
Patrick ain't gonna score no
Mr. Knight, I'll take him over a lot of point guards.
Yeah, I mean, he gonna put D. Oh, he gonna D you now.
That point guard they drafted for Kentucky, Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's nice.
Check him out. He is nice.
Yeah, that kid gonna be good.
6'5".
Now the best one is Kevin Knox. That knockdown shooter.
I like him too.
Yeah, he got
Knicks. I like
him. But we talking about Skip. Give me a case. Give me 2 cases to do for 51 wins.
No, I'm not. We already did it for 54. Why would I say, okay, I'll give you 51? Why would I do that?
Well, we have time. We could make the adjustment today.
Hey, because once they do Houston, all bets are off. Because it might be 60.
Stick to your bet, Skip.
Come on, Skip. That's what we bet.
I'll take 54 right now, right here, right now, because I already took it.
He know they're not getting 54 wins. You know that.
No, after watching them, I'm like, no.
It was preseason. It doesn't count.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
No.
LeBron didn't even feel like playing.
Preseason doesn't count, but they matter. It gives you a glimpse into what the team could possibly be.
Yes.
So I still don't see no. Could they be good? Yes, but I still don't see shooters.
You can't win in the West without 3-point shooting. Not today.
Well, they don't have much.
Good point.
But they can push
51.
it.
51. 51.
Nope.
They got the Kane.
Oh, okay. Okay, ain't gonna do that.
Hey, come on. Do you have any guts? Do you have the courage of your convictions? You got the best player on the planet, and you're saying they can't win more than 51 games? 51?
We'll trade Lonzo for Kevin Love and Kyle Korver.
If they had Kyle Korver, now you talking.
That's what I need. I need Korver. We get it.
Magic will get him.
We get it.
Yeah. Okay.
James Jones, you know how him and LeBron do. They win championships. Get James Jones over here.
With James and Jim and
He got a job, man. But he'd probably prefer to play with LeBron and shoot.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Old champ.
One of the best guys.
51, Skip. I'm gonna let you sleep on it.
Sleep on it?
No.
We'll try again tomorrow.
I already took it.
I tried to help you.
Why would I do that?
Sleep on it.
He's not.
Skip one.
Sleep on it. Get on the treadmill.
I'm not so sure. On the treadmill.
Yeah.
Are we about to see the beginning of the end for Russell Westbrook? We're going to talk about that next. Coming up.
No mercy.
The Thunder are starting their season tonight on the road against the defending champion Warriors, but they'll be without their star, Russell Westbrook, after he had surgery on his knee last month. Westbrook has played in at least 80 regular season games in 7 of his 10 seasons. We're joined once again by Steven Jackson. Steven, how long can Westbrook play at an elite level with his playing style?
He'll be 30 this year, still young. 11 seasons, that's not long. You see LeBron still going. I think Russ can play at this level for at least 3 more years.
Okay.
I think 2 would average a triple-doubles, but 3 more years at a high level. Just that energy and the passion he plays with, you can't teach. You know, you have to be born with it, and you just have to have that in you to go out there and play with that passion, to play harder than everybody else, and to try to get triple-doubles. And I think that's something that he has that separates him from a lot of point guards. And I see him doing it for another 2 years.
I'm just concerned because of the knee. Now, remember when Patrick Beverly went to steal the ball, undercut him, he tore his meniscus. That was one surgery, but he also had 2 follow-up surgeries on that same knee.
Which
so
I never understood, but something went really wrong.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
And then he had a cleanup, but he's also had PRP shots in that same knee. My concern is how much of that meniscus have they snipped and saved, or how much of it is gone, because if it's gone, it's about to be bone on bone.
Right.
So that's what, and no player is more reliant on athleticism than this
Russ,
guy.
right.
And
No one.
And I've never seen anybody play as hard as he plays, night in and night out. I've seen guys play hard for stretches, but for him, if he plays 80 games, he's giving you everything. He's giving you 100. All 80 games.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, because you look at and his injury was not as catastrophic as D. Rose. But D. Rose was never the same once he had that injury, because he was so athletic. D. Rose was kind of like Westbrook before Russ was.
He was.
question.
Because he was.
I agree.
He had bounce up and down and everything.
I don't know if he had that killer anymore.
No. I mean, south side of Chicago, he had.
At Chicago,
Yeah.
that MVP was a problem.
Yeah.
He was MVP in Chicago.
And so my concern is, if this knee is not a problem, Skip,
No.
I agree with you, Stacks. I think he can hold on. But that's the question. How serious is the knee? How much did they clip, and how much did they save of that meniscus? Because there's only so many times, Skip, they can keep going into something before it starts to become a problem.
I agree.
Yep.
To your point, I have never seen anything like the way this man plays basketball. Every dribble, every possession, every night. He takes no possessions off. And the other thing that people don't get is he plays defense, because I'm looking at his individual defensive win shares the last 3 years, 31st, 25th, 38th. That's good.
Yeah.
That's high.
Considering what he expends on the offensive end?
Right.
And he is, as we know, a high flyer. And the higher you fly, the farther you have to come back down.
Yes.
And then your whole body weight, and he's built pretty thick, and he's got some toughness to him.
Yeah.
He's coming down hard with all of his weight on both those knees. And at some point, if you keep going up and coming down enough, your knees are going to scream at you. And he also takes NFL-like punishment above the rim, because he gets hammered, man.
Yes.
He plays the contact.
Yeah, they're just saying you can't come in here. So against Utah, they'll just hammer him at the rim and send him to the free throw line. He's a decent free throw shooter, but not a great one. So that's going to be his MO. They're going to send him to the free throw line. Well, I'm with Shannon. I don't know how much longer the knee can take that. And the only thing I ever saw quite like him on offense was Iverson, as far as just attack mode the whole time and flying up above the trees and hanging up.
But it even took a toll on him, hitting that floor all them times.
It
took a toll.
did.
Yeah.
And at age 31, Allen Iverson just fell off the map, man. And again, did Allen take care of himself in the offseason? He did not.
No. Right.
He had to play his way into shape.
Take care of himself in the offseason, hell, the season.
well, no, that's
I was one of them. We used training camp to get in shape.
okay. And you've learned lots of lessons from it.
Definitely.
Okay, so Iverson just hit the wall. And once he hit it, I would look at him and I'd say, I don't even know who you are anymore, right? This is Allen Iverson.
Right. He was another guy, Skip, because he was so small, he relied so much on athleticism.
He did.
And once it started to wane, you didn't see the same guy that you like, I used to get to the bucket against anybody.
Easy.
That crossover, then all of a sudden, that thing like it was a slow-mo.
Yeah, he couldn't get to it as much.
But Russ is and the thing is that getting to the basket, that bounce. Allen, AI didn't have bounce like this kid. This kid got crazy bounce. Right. But there's only so much bounce in there when they start keep going into them knees, Skip. Like I said.
And by the way, Allen was healthy. It wasn't like his knees went or anything.
No.
He just hit the wall.
He had all kind of injuries, though.
Yeah.
He had everything.
No, he had everything, but he didn't have the injury that stopped him. He didn't have a knee injury.
And AI was only what, $160?
Yep, at that, if that.
He was $160, $155. At least Russ probably what, 200?
Russ at least 205.
So
210,
why did
around
Kareem
there.
Abdul-Jabbar make it 20 years and score all those points, more points than anybody? Because he really didn't jump that much, right? So you're not pounding your knees that much at all because you're 7 feet 4 inches tall.
And he had the most dominant shot ever in sports.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you look at Kareem is probably within 5 to 10 pounds of what he was when he played.
He was.
See, he didn't have that huge. Most big guys, it's okay, you're 20 years old, that's one thing. But what happens when you're 25, when you're 30, when you're 35?
Yeah.
Kareem stayed relative within the same as when he came into the league, Skip. So and like you said, he wasn't up and down doing all that pounding. Because even when he got old and they push it, hey, when they went in that half court set, Magic say, hey, we waiting on Cap. They where you wanted that. Magic fake. Pump it down to him. He throw the sky hook. He mosey on back down the court.
Yep.
So my man Steven Jackson in the commercial break before we came on to do this segment looked up a stat. And what did you find about the great Oscar Robertson?
He only averaged a triple-double one season.
One time.
One season. But if you round up, he averaged it for a career. Russ has done it the last 2 seasons. I think he can do it.
It's
unbelievable.
Impossible.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
In this day and age, to average.
With the talent of the guys these days.
So he goes 31, 11, and 10, and then last year he had to scale it back because they got Paul George and Melo, but he scored 25, 10, and 10. That's just 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
You can't teach that. That's special, man. That's special.
And by the way, he's taken some punishment getting the rebounds, right?
Yes.
Well, but what you call being an offensive lineman, Steven Adams being Jonathan Ogden blocking, letting him get them rebounds. Hey, you have to pay me. I ain't gonna get out the way. I ain't getting out the way of these rebounds unless you give me.
I seen Russ this year at UCLA. He didn't got bigger. He didn't got stronger. He didn't got way more explosive. And I don't know how, but he got way more explosive. And it's gonna be good to see him come back after this injury.
Does he lift, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Looks like he
does. He's an animal, bro. He's one of those guys that really love the game and gonna give his all on and off the court. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do this year.
Yeah, I should have came over there and post you up, Stack.
Come on with it.
I put that 400 stack back. He ain't going nowhere.
His lateral movement is probably terrible right now. His lateral movement.
Annihilated.
We need to see
I back him down.
Humiliated.
I bet I back him down. I
back him down.
Hey, now you know
Stack,
now.
go back it up.
I guarded 4s and 5s in the league now.
They ain't had this here.
They had that catch on.
What are you talking about? Your caboose?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I'm like that trash truck on Steven.
Okay, but this man stands 6'8", and you're what, 6'2"?
6'2".
I put that chest in it. Look at Zebo. Zebo get this off the ground and get his shot off every time around the bucket.
Yeah, but he's 6'8".
And he got that feel factor.
Yeah, I know.
He got that feel factor. Yeah, this guy's even gonna lay you out.
The confidence coming from this side of the table.
Oh, I get stacks.
Wow, okay.
I'm going to have to go on out there and get my knee brace right.
That's just from the side. We confident in the
seriously.
side.
Oh, yeah.
Except there could be no referee for you to have any chance.
Oh, no.
And no foul limit.
That's what I'm saying.
No, ain't no foul. No. We ain't calling no foul.
We've got time to make this happen. Thank you for joining us.
Glad
We'll
to be
see you
back.
again soon.
Thank you.
Stephen, former Pro Bowl defensive end Cliff Avril, he's going to be here next. We'll discuss Dak, Russell Wilson, and plenty more next.
Here we go.
No mercy.
The Cowboys are riding high after a 40-point offensive output in their blowout win against the Jaguars. Dak Prescott had 3 total touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott ran for over 100 yards. Next up, they're on the road against the NFC East leading Redskins. We are joined by former Seahawk Pro Bowl defensive end Cliff Avril. Thanks for being here.
Welcome. And this is the man who ended Tony Romo's career and sent him to the booth.
Is that what I'm known for?
Well, that's what you're known for. That's your claim to
to him.
fame because it was
man.
the 3rd preseason game of 2, going back to actually 3 preseasons ago. It was at Seattle, and it was, I think, like the 3rd play of the game, and you came down hard on Mr. Romo and a little back injury, and that was sort of the last we saw of Tony Romo. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the door opened for this kid from Mississippi State, drafted in the 4th round, and he had to play the whole game, and you guys were dress rehearsal, man. You were coming after Dak Prescott, and he hung in there. And that was the night I told Shannon Sharpe, I said, you know what? This kid hung in pretty well against these guys.
Yeah. No, he's a solid player. He's a solid player. He came out, especially that night, he came out and showed that he deserves to be out there. He deserves to be a starter. I mean, he can beat you in all kinds of ways. He runs his feet. You know, he'll make you miss when he gets in the open field, but also can throw the deep ball. You know, he's just all around a good player. I seen him at the Pro Bowl, actually, that year. and he was thanking me as if I did him a favor.
Really?
Because he got the opportunity, not more so because I heard him, because he got the opportunity. And, you know, it's good to see him kind of take it and run with it a little bit.
Well, something we talk about plenty on this show are those Cowboys, which is very obvious. So, with all the hype after that win, are they overrated or underrated?
I think they're a little underrated at the moment, right? Because they've been, you know, they just played a great defense in the Jaguars this past week. But the true test will come this week when they play the Redskins. I think that'll give you the key to which direction they're going to go in. Dak played a heck of a ball game. He had over 80 yards in rushing. You know, as long as Zeke is running that ball, I think they have a good chance of being able to be great. And then that defensive side of the ball, I mean, they're doing some great things over there.
He just went for great. He could be great.
I think they'd be real good.
Real good.
Could be great.
Well, Cliff, you and I disagree because I think they're overrated because the offense put together one game, 40 points.
Yeah.
But prior to that, what were they averaging? Dak is still throwing for less than 200 yards a game. Actually, he's in the 180s. That's what I call him now, Mr. 180.
180.
Now, we know their defense.
Well, you're Mr. 180 on this show.
No.
You flip your opinions
Just
like
one
crazy.
time, just one time. Now, the defense, their defense,
Solid.
I believe their defense is legit. Because that front seven can generate so much pressure. I still believe, with the exception of Byron Jones, I still believe the two safeties in the other corner, they could be a liability. But here's the thing. Do I expect them to score 40 points? Look, Jacksonville was good and they told you how good they were last year. And somehow they thought last year automatically translate to this year because they hadn't been good for a very long time. One game, they were good. They were good against the Patriots. But the offense was tailor-made for what Dallas wants to do, get after the quarterback. They don't really have a run game without Fournette being in there. And so, hey, they got 40 points. But I'm not buying it. I'm going to let you buy it, Skip, because I know, you went in the store and you the type guy, the first thing you see, you just start putting stuff in the car. That's what you saw. You saw the 40 points. Yeah, you Cowboy fan. You love the Cowboys. They gave you 40 points and you was on there keying. But your day coming, bro.
I never go to the
How you
grocery
dancing,
store.
though?
I don't shop.
Yeah. Well, you online shop. And whatever comes, you add to your cart. You just add stuff to the cart.
So, my team is dramatically underrated right now, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are being underrated.
They overrated.
Nope, they're underrated because they were just at the wrong place at the wrong time on Sunday because things happened where it just detonated and jump-started and rocket launched, where all of a sudden my coordinator, Scott Linehan, pulled his head out and said, you know what? I'm going to feature Dak Prescott today. To your original point, as you sat down here, he can make things happen with his arm and his legs, but you have to move him. You have to roll him out. You have to bootleg him. You have to let him run some read option. I don't know why they don't run some quarterback draws, because I think they will. And you've got to unleash him and make the defense work and sweat to worry about 4 as well as 21. Because if you let the defense, as happened at Seattle this year, just clog and sit in there and pack it in and say, yeah, we can stop 21, well, you probably will. He's going to have a bunch of zeros and 1-yard runs or minus 1-yard runs. But Sunday, they found the magic formula, and it resulted in not just 20 points, it resulted in 40 points, and it showed you what they can be. Does he have a go-to receiver? He does not. Is Cole Beasley pretty hard to cover if you match him up right? Yeah, he's pretty hard to cover. Did we see that kid Gallup show you a little Des Gallup occasionally? Yeah, he can. And so the pieces are there on offense for them to figure ways to score. The quarterback and the running back can beat you if they're allowed to beat you.
Running. I don't believe. Have you seen enough of Dak throwing the football down the field consistently to put fear in you?
Well, he does need to work on that. He does need to work on that. But the fact that he has a great running back in Zeke, and then also, once he gets going, you get the play action. You don't need the deep routes. You need the intermediate routes and let your guys go. Now, to your defense as well, he doesn't have any number one. He hasn't had a number 1 receiver in a while. He lost Jason Witten, so he's still trying to figure things out. I think that's key. We can't forget that. On the other side of the ball now, we talked about that as far as for a team. Their defense is top 10 right now.
Oh, yeah.
With Chris Richard, obviously being a Seattle guy.
Your guy?
He's got those guys playing lights out right now. And
you like him?
Oh, yes. Chris Richard is great coordinator. Might be the head coach eventually one day.
Maybe.
But they have a solid
I take
defense.
that right now. I take that right now.
They have a solid defense right now. So, and I know defense wins championships. So they're moving in the right direction.
They have risen to number 2 in points allowed in this league. Is that good, Shannon?
That's very good. I mean, I thought they could be good. I didn't think they would be this good, their defense. DeMarcus Lawrence is for real.
For sure.
Jalen Smith is healthy now.
Yeah.
He's a head knocker.
Man.
He's coming downhill, and he's coming down with bad intention. Byron Jones is better than I thought he would be, because I think in safety, Skip, he was playing out of position. In safety position, there's so much going on. There's so much you got to think about. You know, you got to know everything. Now you just focus on, they play a third, they play cover one, single. Y'all call it cover one lurk. We call it a robber.
Yeah.
So he just play a third of the field. I got this guy's on this third. I got him. I ain't got to worry about cover 2. I ain't got to worry about all that exotic stuff. No, he's over here. I got him.
Byron Jones can take your number 1, and he can guard him. He will not intercept the ball. He's not going to get his hands on the ball. He's not a ball hawk. There's no Dion going on out there, but he can take your number 1 away.
You know what he can do, Skip? For the most part, he will out-athletic your receiver.
He will.
Because nobody has that kind of athleticism. There are very few people that's ever come into the NFL that could run and jump and do with the things he can do. So he's going to out-athletic a lot of guys. But the difference between guys like Dion and guys like, say, Rod Woodson, they were trying to intercept the ball. He's perfectly content just batting the ball down. That's a win for him. Those guys wanted to put points on the board. It wasn't just good enough to knock the ball down. And so once he take that step, says, you know what, it's just not good enough for me to have this ball in the dirt. I'm trying to get it and get into the end zone, then you'll see another step.
Turnovers are key. And I know that's something Coach Rashard is coaching over there. Turnovers are key with the pass rush. And now, once he starts capitalizing on getting the ball, man, that defense turns into a whole different dynamic.
They are too deep in pass rushers at every position. They got Randy Gregory, they got Taco on top of DeMarcus Lawrence-Taylor, and David Irving is now back, and he is a monster in that middle.
Eagles saying, yeah, we've heard it before.
Who has a better defense, Dallas or Philadelphia?
Dallas.
I think
Who has
Dallas
a better offense, Philly or Dallas?
Philly.
Makes for good football.
I'll give you Philly slightly, but only slightly.
Carson
Only
said,
slightly.
Hey, Dak, you got one of these?
Wait, did Carson win that ring?
Yes.
Or did his backup win that ring?
His backup won.
How many playoff snaps has Carson Wentz played in his life?
None. But you see that? You see what he did last year? 33-7.
Yeah, because his general manager went out and got him a whole bunch of new toys that,
why you blaming
propped
Carson?
him up. They had the 3rd best rushing attack last year because they had LeGarrette and they had Ajayi, and they had the 4th best defense in the league last year. Would that help?
But in 2016, when Dak had the #1 rushing attack, you talking about Carson Wentz, I was like, well, Skip, he doesn't have anything. He had a Dez, although Dez wasn't 2014 Dez. He was better than what Carson had. Jason Witten, he had that. But now Carson got him some tools in his toolbox. Now you want to try to knock the man.
Does Dak have an Alshon Jeffrey? I think not.
That's true.
Well, does he have an Aguilar? Nope. He doesn't have
Cole Beasley.
Oh, please.
Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man.
Cole Beasley.
Come on, man. Beasley goes solid player.
What about old Zeke? Does Carson Wentz have a Zeke?
He just went down. He just went down.
Yeah, he went down.
He just went down.
You know J.J. ain't no Zeke. Now stop that clip.
But he's solid running back.
Yeah,
all you need is a solid running back. Now he's not Zeke. I agree with that, but he just went down.
I tell you what we do. Can we have what you call him? Can we have Zach Martin and Tyron Smith?
No, but I thought you had a really good line. I don't know, it hadn't been performing, but neither had mine.
Jason Peters is not the same.
Okay.
Olivier Vernon.
Yeah.
Was giving him the biz.
Okay.
When you have to help your left tackle, that guy, you should never have to help him.
Yeah.
That guy's supposed to be special.
What about big talking Lane Johnson? Where's he been lately?
He did. He okay. I mean, he's probably one of the premier right tackles. They don't get the credit unless it's a left-handed quarterback.
Well, he said the Patriots don't have any fun. Are the Eagles having fun right now?
Oh man, let that go, Skip. They won. Let the man revel in his joy.
They beat the Giants. Is that what you're
No, they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They did win. I mean, they got a solid team all around.
Yes.
I just think the Cowboys, they're on the right direction. You got to admit. I mean, last week's performance was impressive.
Yes.
And if they could stack onto that, I think they
Shannon Sharpe, think about this. They scored 40 points against the defense that came in ranked #1 in the NFL. 40
yards allowed, not points.
No, well.
They don't keep yards on the scoreboard. They keep points. They keep points and timeouts. That's the only thing they keep on the scoreboard. So them all the yards on nothing.
They put up 40 though. And that's a solid defense.
Solid.
They remind me of us back in the day. So they pretty
really?
solid. It's just on the offensive side of the ball. Once they get behind, ain't nothing the defense can do about
40
that.
points. What great defense you know give up 40?
Well, yeah, we never did that either though.
40. 2000 Ravens didn't give up no 40.
I told you they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think you're underestimating what the Dallas offense did. It was about the offense.
183-yard pass, and you give up 43 points, 40 points. Yeah. With 183. Normally, the quarterback's going to throw for that's a Patrick Mahomes, a 380, a 4-touchdown day, or a Phillip Rivers type day.
That's not how they do it.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, it's an anomaly. An anomaly.
Dak Prescott 9 times in his career has thrown for 300+, and he will throw for 300 down this stretch of this schedule several times.
Y'all get you gonna get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
Your day coming.
What's that?
I think it's Sunday too.
Do you?
I think so.
Sunday.
Now you're back to being down 10 cases of Diet
I know.
Mountain
I
10 cases.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I want to
up.
bet on check down Alex though. I might save it for next week, the week after, or walk it to him.
Wait, are you moonwalking it to him? It sounds like you're walking back.
No, or walk it to him Wentz. That joke, them long handoff, thing of beauty.
You realize they get a bye heading into the Dallas game.
Who?
So Philly does.
What they got to do with anything?
Well, they'll get all this time to get ready. So, and it's at Philly.
Well, if the Cowboys are who you say they are, they should stay ready.
We're going. We got
Taking
this.
the L though.
Huh?
You taking that L with you?
When at Philly?
Yes.
Maybe.
Ain't no maybe.
I'll
We
give you that
got
one.
due on this one.
Yeah, but we're going to win the East.
Y'all ain't winning no East.
I love the way my schedule closes because I'm pretty sure my team's going to win the last 6 on this schedule.
You hear that?
Oh.
Last 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
The confidence.
That's
Got
a
the
lot of
schedule right in
confidence.
front of him.
Well, next week, going to tell you what they're going to do. Next week, they're going to get the Redskins. Redskins been playing well.
They ain't been playing well.
They just got a great win this past week. So we're going to find out this
They
week,
did. That
see
was
what they
impressive.
do. They just got a
I
good
think
win
they're
this past
pretty
week.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
they're
gonna
solid
see what
team.
check down Alex does.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what he does. You said he's better than Kirk Cousins. Who you think better, Alex Smith or Kirk Cousins?
Ooh, what'd you say? Alex is better than Kirk?
I fear Alex Smith more than I ever did Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I
I don't know. Check down
wait.
Alex. He is checked down. I don't know. I don't know if you fear him.
Kirk Cousins was 1-6 against the Cowboys. Dak Prescott was 4-0 against Kirk Cousins. 4-0.
But look at Kirk. Look at
Dak
Kirk
has
Cousins
won.
now.
Dak
What are you
has
doing
played,
now?
Wait, Dak has played twice at Washington in his career, and he won both of them.
Well, I mean, first Cousins threw for 452 on Thanksgiving and took the L.
He took the L.
Because the defense.
No, it's because he couldn't convert in the red zone, and Dak went 4 for 4 in the red zone on Thanksgiving.
One defense kept him out. The other defense did not do their job.
So I got a closing schedule starting on Thanksgiving of Redskins, New Orleans, but we can beat New Orleans at home. Philadelphia will definitely get revenge because we'll probably lose that game at Philly.
You ready?
And then at Indy, Tampa Bay, and at Giants, that's 6 in a row. We can win those 6 games. And you will be in such trouble.
No way.
Because you're going to lose a swimming pool of Diet Mountain
Maybe
Dew.
y'all might be 500 in those 6 games.
Nope,
500.
we'll win. We'll go 6-0.
You got him beat New Orleans too?
Yep, at home, at Jerry World. Because all of a sudden, we've turned into a home team. We've never in the history of Jerry World since 2009 been 3-0 at home, and we are 3-0. Now, we're also 0-3 on the road. but Dak in his first 2 years was 12-4 on the road. So I don't know. These are road warriors. They like to win on the road. And it starts Sunday at Washington.
I can't tell.
Well, I couldn't tell yet, but they've been played with one arm tied behind their back.
0-4 after Sunday.
Well, do you want it right now? I'll
Nope,
take it.
I don't want it right now.
Okay.
I don't want it right now.
Another day?
You seem too anxious. Maybe you know something I know. You seem real anxious to bet that.
Really excited about
My
it.
team took off Sunday. It
That
found
didn't take
itself.
off.
It found it. You know how it happens? You have that game where everybody says, aha, this is it. Here we go.
Well, you hope that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
You hope that's the
First
case.
time y'all scored 40 points in the Dak era. Now all of a sudden it's going to be commonplace for you guys.
I didn't say it's commonplace, but W's are going to be commonplace. Yep. You're in trouble, Shannon. It's okay.
This is
You said it. You said the Cowboys are on the right track, and around here, you're welcome back if you stay to that storyline. We have more to talk to you
They got
about.
to make sure they make it happen now.
No more Dak for now. We're going to talk to you about Russell Wilson and stories and reports of friction with some of those players. We want the real story from you next.
Good one.
No mercy.
All right, Cliff is still here in studio with us. He was a member of the Seahawks that won a Super Bowl, then lost in heartbreaking fashion to the Patriots the following year. Since that year, there have been a number of reports that there was division in the locker room about how Russell Wilson was treated by Pete Carroll in the front office, which reportedly upset a number of defensive players. So, Cliff, how was Russell viewed in your locker room? What's the story?
Well, let's open up with this first and foremost. What quarterback in the NFL gets treated like any other player, any other 52 players on the team?
Zero.
Exactly. So that's first and foremost.
Okay.
I think guys had a problem with that, but from high school on up, the quarterback has never been treated the same. They always had a different way of going about things. But as far as for Russ, he was a great guy in the locker room. You know, he wasn't in there as much because he's studying. He's doing all these different things that other players don't have to do. You know, Russ is a great teammate. He's always been there for everybody. It's just the fact that we just had a bunch of alpha males on our team, vocal guys that kind of spoke their minds, and they just felt like they should have got treated the same way as him. But that's not, I mean, that's no different from any other organization.
Those alpha males, starting with Richard Sherman.
That's your guy.
Michael Bennett. Who else?
I mean, we got a bunch of vocal guys, Michael Bennett, Sherm. I mean, we had Earl, Cam. All these guys are just leaders in their own way. And some guys may have felt as if that they should have gotten treated like the quarterback. And again, no one gets treated
But the
like the
flashpoint was obviously the play call on that play in that Super Bowl against
Mm-hmm.
the New England Patriots. And it appeared, I think, to many in your locker room that Pete Carroll took the ball out of Beast Mode's hands and put it in Russell's because he wanted Russell to cap off an MVP performance. Did you hear much of that?
We heard that with the media in general, right? And I've heard that the last 4 or 5 years. But I think the big thing, as I sit back and look at it, I'm thinking, like, would Coach Carroll really risk having 2 Super Bowl rings for the luxury of just saying, hey, we want Russell to be the MVP? I don't know if that's really the case, personally. Now, through the years, I may have thought that because I was hearing it from so many different angles. But as I sit back and think about it, I don't think that would have been, like, that doesn't make any sense for me to think that he would do that, especially knowing the type of person Coach Carroll is.
Did you agree with the play call?
Did I agree with the play call? I'm with the rest of the world. I mean, I questioned it for sure. But now, that being said, too, I've also seen that same play work through that year. And he had a reason why he called it, you know. But I definitely questioned it at the moment, for sure.
And by the way, Marshawn had tried 5 times from the 1-yard line in the regular season and been stuffed 4 times out of 5.
There you have it.
Okay.
So
there
was something there. And again, hindsight, looking at it, I am saying that I've seen that play call work that year.
The pass play call.
Yeah, I've seen that work that year. To lock it, yes. I've seen it work that year.
Who was a bigger receiver? Wasn't he 6'2"-ish?
6'2", 6'3", big guy. I've seen that play work before. And then now you bring that stat up with Marshawn getting stopped on the 1. Maybe that's part of the reason why he called it. You know, but at the moment, of course, you questioning that.
But what about in that situation? You're at the 1-yard line. You have 1 timeout, 1:30. It's second down. If you don't get it on, second down, you get an opportunity to throw the pass on third down.
For sure.
Clearly, on fourth down, you're going for it. Why not? Beast Mode had just run it down to the 1-yard line. He was beasting all day.
Yeah. Why not give it to him?
Yeah.
Hey, again, he got stopped 4 times in the year. You know, he's successful 1 out of 4 and 1 out of 5 times. So that probably played a role in the play call. Again, hindsight, when I'm at the game, I'm like, we got to give it to Beast Mode. We got to give. Why didn't we give it to Beast Mode? And then you sit back and you think about it, that's why they pay the coaches so much money, right? They know these stats. Players don't know these stats. And that's why he made that call.
What was it like the day after? When you wake up the next morning and you realize that you have lost this game after winning it the year before and the fashion in which you lost the game, what was it like that?
Oh, man, it's hard. You know, you look at your finger, you're like, man, I sure wish I had another ring on my finger, you know. It's tough, but at the same time, too, I'm like, man, we got a great squad. We can bring it back. We're all young. We thought we could make it happen again. That's
you knew it was never going to be the same. You know that can change everything.
I didn't know that at that time. I didn't know that. But now, when I look back 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I'm like, man, maybe that did play a part in why things kind of went downhill a little bit.
Because if you
beginning at the end, right?
Yeah, maybe that seems to have been the case because every year we were one step less closer to the Super Bowl.
Skip, they had an opportunity to do something. I don't know if anybody think about what they would have done. They would have beaten Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in back-to-back Super Bowls.
Oh man, that'd have been amazing.
And off that momentum, they might have become the first team to win three in a row.
That's true. That's true. And these are all things guys think about. Now, that's definitely something we all think about. But also, I got to be grateful for the one that I got.
Right.
Because I know a lot of guys that play 15 years never make it to the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs.
Right.
You know, so I'm definitely grateful for the one.
Man, this is what you call it. This is a buffet style. Once you get in there, you can't say, well, I'm glad they let me in here. I'm just gonna get a little bit.
But you got to, yeah, I agree.
Eat.
You got to eat.
Well, you there. Get that bowl.
But you got to get there, though.
Yeah, you were there.
It's a lot of guys that don't get there. You know that, Shannon. You know that. How many players you done played with that ain't never been there?
Yeah, but
great players.
But they didn't get there. You were there. You make that. You have a great, compelling argument if you don't get there. You're in the buffet line. You can't say, man, I'm so glad they let me in the buffet line, so I'm only going to get a little bit of this. No, you pile it on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You definitely pile it on. You definitely try to get as many as possible.
Yes.
But you got to get to the buffet line.
So why did it all unravel so quickly?
Quickly? I mean, I think we still went on a good run for 5 years. And then, let's be real now, in the NFL, to keep that many guys together for so long is pretty much impossible. You know, our core group of guys on defense, everyone on our defense, for the most part, was a Pro Bowler. You know, to keep that many guys together for so long, that's impressive in itself. So I wouldn't say it unraveled fast or so quickly. It's just that's just the way the NFL rolls.
But what you guys had, you had a veteran ball club and you had a quarterback on a rookie contract.
Yep.
That's the way to do it. You look at what the Rams are doing, you look at what Philly's doing.
Yep.
They put all that talent around them. So you can, but when you look back, you say, man, you could have been special.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams have won one in a row.
Yeah.
You want to be thought of as special, the teams that win back-to-back.
For sure.
Those are the teams that become legendary.
Yep.
And that's what you had an opportunity to do. But let me ask you a question. Okay, you guys, I mean, Pete was a guy, I remember him going to one of his practice. Pete would put on shoulder pads and run down there with the kicking team and all that.
No, he didn't do
How was his message once that transpired after that Super Bowl?
The message was the same. How
did you guys receive that message?
I received it the same as I always received it. Now, as collectively, looking back on it, I think some guys kind of did get turned off a little bit, you know, and it's inevitable for that not to be the case. But for the most part, though, I think everybody was all in because we had the same group of guys moving forward, and we knew that if we played for each other, we would be able to make things happen. But I can definitely see some guys kind of getting turned off.
Did they trust Pete the same?
Did they trust Pete the same? I think so. I think a lot of guys definitely were bought in because this is the thing, right? Most of the guys were homegrown. Most of the guys from Earl to Cam to Sherm, all these guys were drafted by Pete, right?
Wags.
And Wags, all these guys that we mentioned were all drafted by Pete. And so they've been groomed to process and think this way for so long. So I don't think one play necessarily turned them off as much as people are making it to be.
Although it degenerated to the point that Richard Sherman is yelling at Pete Carroll on the sideline, don't throw it again down there near the goal line.
You will not sacrifice our hard work. You were there. You were there.
At the playoff game?
No, in the regular season.
It was like a Monday night.
But see, that's the thing, though. This is the thing. See, people point out certain situations, but that's been the case since I've been there. Like Sherm, all these people, that's part of the culture of just being able to speak your mind. And a game day or not, that's part of the culture. Super Bowl year, Sherm is in the media still doing the same thing. You know, Mike B, all these guys are still doing it. So we got to take the good with the bad. These guys were doing it when we were winning. These guys were doing it when we were losing. Right. It's all the same thing. They've been doing that, but obviously when you lose, people point it out a little bit.
Well, that's when it had, because you mentioned, Pete never had a problem with this, someone questioning his authority as long as they're winning.
That's all coaches. That's all coaches. All coaches.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player go up to a head coach during a game. I don't know if I've ever heard of it. It says you will not sacrifice. You will not call that play again. You will not sacrifice.
Who would dare?
I've never heard it. I played 14. How many years you played?
I played 10.
Have you ever heard of that before?
Before getting to Seattle?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever heard of it since?
No.
No.
I don't think you will. Because said player wouldn't last very long.
No. Not football.
But see, the thing is now all coaches have certain players they let get away with certain things.
Right.
Long as you're winning.
Right.
It's no different from this situation. Long as you're winning, everything is good.
Right.
When you start losing, then hey, we got to nip some of this stuff in the bud.
Right.
That's the NFL in general, especially quarterbacks. But our team, we had more people that were more vocal. But everyone in the locker room, they get away with certain things long as you're winning.
Just a quick aside. You're not as big as I thought you were going to be.
I lost a lot of weight, man.
Really?
I lost a lot of weight. I'm down 20 pounds.
So are you really?
Yes, I'm down 20 pounds.
When I would watch you, I would think, this man's a monster. Seriously.
Yeah.
You played big.
So what are you, 235, 240?
I'm 240 now. So
Are you
I
really? You don't even look like you look great.
I done slimmed down a little bit, man. You know, the joints feel better, the back feels better. Right. I had to do it.
Good for you.
And the thing with NFL players is either you blow up or you get skinny.
Right.
I definitely couldn't go the other way. My wife wasn't going for that.
Hey, there are not a lot of old big men.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of old little men.
Yeah, exactly.
So you make a decision to go one way or the other.
Heck yeah. Gotta be
Choose
for
wisely.
You better. You better.
Well, Dak Prescott owes you, right?
Yeah, he owes me a little
boy.
something.
Oh, boy.
I need
He
to
had
holler
bring
at
it
him.
up. Thank you for
Appreciate
being
it.
here,
No,
Cliff.
thank you guys. I
Always good to
appreciate
have
it.
your
Okay,
take.
thank
Who
you.
is the best quarterback in the NFL right now?
That's easy.
Brady or Rodgers? Is it
Simple.
that easy? We actually are going to hear from you.
No mercy.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady both came up clutch this week on Sunday night. Brady led the Patriots on a game-winning drive to beat the Chiefs, and last night, Rodgers led the Packers on a game-tying touchdown drive and a game-winning field goal drive in the final 3 minutes to beat the Niners. So who is the best quarterback right now? Before we get to these two, we actually want to hear your take. Go on our Twitter page, vote using the hashtag Shannon Rodgers if you are on Shannon's side, or Skip
on,
Brady.
America. Come on,
if you're
America.
Skip's
No.
side.
I need
I'm going to be
some
keeping
support.
track
Come on,
because
America.
I need help here. All right,
This is
Shannon,
obvious.
you are first. You are not even talking yet.
sorry.
Let me finish this. Shannon's going first.
Why is
Make
he
your
first?
case because you're
He's
interrupting
gonna
me.
steal the poll.
Tell me why Aaron Rodgers is the best.
Skip tried to handicap me by taking Aaron
Tried.
Rodgers with a knee brace, but I'm still taking Aaron Rodgers because he can make throws that we've seen on the field that Tom Brady just can't make. And what he did last night, it was the second time, it was the first time in NFL history that a quarterback is thrown for 400 yards with no picks in back-to-back games. What makes this so amazing is he did it without his second and third best receiver, Geronimo Allison and Randall Cobb. Both of those
You're gonna
guys.
make the Geronimo case? You're disqualified.
No.
Yeah.
Did you know Tom Brady is top 10 in the league in interceptions? He has more interceptions than Eli and Mitchell Trubisky. Did you know that, Skip?
Right now?
Right now.
Who's got the better QBR?
Whoa,
Tom Brady by far.
It's not your turn.
Oh, well, you're asking me.
No,
You just asked
I'm
me a
talking to
question.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is third in the NFL in passing. Tom Brady is 21st. Tom Brady's behind a guy named Blake Bortles, Case Keenum, and Eli.
Are you really trying to do that to Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever?
That's what they said right now. They said right now, this is where he is right now. He's top 10 in interceptions. He's 21st in passing yards. Now, I don't know. You said we're not talking about what he's done. We're talking about where he is right now.
Oh, okay. My turn?
Yeah.
So, if this is a popularity contest, I'll give it to Aaron Rodgers. If it's a beauty contest, just throwing the football, I'll give it to Aaron Rodgers. But if it's playing quarterback,
Right
it's
now.
not even close.
Right
It's
now.
Tom Brady. The career comparison is a flat-out
We ain't
joke.
doing career comparison.
But even right now, Tom Brady is the reigning MVP, and his QBR, and it's scale of 0 to 100, but he's 7th in the league in QBR, and Aaron Rodgers has plummeted all the way to 18th, and last night he had only a 55 because he wasn't very good in that game.
But we know QBR is bumped with
So,
25.
do we really?
425
So,
and 2 touchdowns is 55.
On Sunday night, in the fourth quarter, Tom Brady threw for 182 yards and outgunned the hottest team in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Last night, Aaron Rodgers was put into the Hall of Fame because he threw for a mere 145 and beat the 29th ranked defense minus its best corner with C.J. Beathard at quarterback. Are you kidding me?
And Brady just threw for 182 against
So-
the 32nd ranked defense without their two best players,
Aaron
Justin
Rodgers,
Houston
since
and
his
Eric Berry.
long ago Super Bowl, is 5-6 in the postseason. That's
Right
miserable.
now, Skip, we're talking about
Okay?
2018 season.
Okay.
2018.
So, Tom Brady showed you once again, he is the clutchest player in the history of
What did
sports.
Aaron Rodgers show you?
He is beyond, Aaron Rodgers, there are 14 quarterbacks since 2008 who have more fourth quarter comebacks than Aaron Rodgers.
We're talking about
Tom Brady
2018.
leads the world.
We're talking
in
about
fourth quarter.
2018 right
okay, I'm talking about 2018 right now because.
What about those 6 picks?
6 picks?
Yeah, Tom Brady has 6 picks.
Well, his QBR is so much better because his team is better.
Aaron Rodgers is 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tom Brady is 13-6, but his QBR is higher. Aaron Rodgers averaging 330 passing the ball.
You know, Aaron Rodgers has had a kind of a miserable year by his standards.
12-1. Let that sink in. Think about what you just said.
So Tom Brady didn't have Julian Edelman for 4 games, and he just got Josh Gordon. So he's had nothing. He's got 3 guys from Dorchester he's been throwing to.
Well, he got, what you call him? Where's the, what's his EQ? St. Brown, St. John, what's it, St. Brown?
Equanimous.
Equanimous.
Love his name.
He from Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
really?
he threw for the other guy. He from Appleton, Wisconsin. Yes, he is.
They almost lost to the 49ers, who are now 1-5.
We don't do almost here.
You're saying Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady?
All I'm saying
Who is the reigning MVP? Who is it?
We're talking about right now. Who's playing better this season right now? Even with that bum knee, look at his numbers. That's all I'm saying, Skip. You see, you trying to go back to Super Bowls? You talking about what it's going to be?
I told you, I'll do QBR right now. It's the best stat to rank a quarterback by far.
But Skip, how?
It takes into account arm and legs. It takes into account down and distance and clutch factor. And the clutchest quarterback in pro football is this guy in Foxborough. I'm trying to figure out
how can a guy averaging 330 yards passing the game, 12 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, have a lower QBR than a guy that has 13 touchdowns, 6 picks,
he throws crucial playmaking.
Did you see last night?
Yeah, I saw it against the 29th ranked defense when they were desperate, and they were obviously the more desperate team.
Tom Brady did
that was laughable last night. What happened late should have happened early last night against the 49ers.
I just want to know one thing.
Please.
Which defense is better, the 49ers or the Chiefs?
The 49ers might be slightly better, but not without their starting corner, and he was gone by the 4th quarter. The 49ers were worse at the end of the game than the Chiefs are.
Can we stop that?
We got to leave it there. The winner, Shannon, 65% of the vote.
That's just pathetic.
Skip, you know, it's just,
that is laughable.
Today's not your day.
No, it's just a popularity contest.
The people have spoken. Thank you for voting and helping me out. We'll be right back.
People don't like Tom Brady.
They don't like
They got to stop right here.
Brady hate.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. LeBron is still trying to figure things out with the Lakers, including what to call his new coach, Luke Walton. LeBron said on the latest episode of his show, The Shop, quote, "It feels weird sometimes calling him Luke." He added that he always felt there's a hierarchy with his coaches, and Ty Lue would get mad when LeBron would call him Coach Lue. So, Shannon, what should LeBron call Luke?
You heard him. There's a hierarchy, Skip Bayless.
Well,
he doesn't like, yes. He like to call him coach, but I think he should call him Luke. For the most part, with the only head coaches that I had that I didn't call by his first name was Coach Reeves, Dan Reeves. I called him Coach Reeves. Everybody else, we went on the first name basis. Even Art Modell, Skip, he would not let you call him Mr. Modell. He says, that's my grandfather. Call me Art. I just believe they came in the same draft together. Now, Luke's older. Obviously, he played 4 years of college. LeBron came straight out of high school.
He's like 4.5 years older.
Call him Luke.
Luke?
Skip Bayless, I know, don't go here, because I know what you're going to say. Call him assistant coach. He's not the assistant coach.
Wait.
Luke Walton is the head coach.
Did I speak?
No.
Yeah, because I know you. I'm preempting you.
Well, that's what LeBron will call him, my assistant.
See?
Right?
I knew it.
No, well, he will.
No, he won't.
You know it, and I know it.
No.
And he'll also be calling him some names we can't say on television before this year is over.
He's like, that was a good diagram, Luke.
Really?
That was a good diagram. I love the way you set that up.
And now I got this, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if Luke's going to be able to take LeBron out of games and put him into games whenever he wants to.
No!
I think not.
That ain't what you do. You don't do that with great players. No. Where they do that at?
Oh, boy, that's the way most players do.
No, they don't.
Let their coach.
Bird came and went.
Hey.
Jordan came and went.
He did not.
Yeah, they did.
Michael Jordan did come and go on Phil Jackson.
Come and go as he pleased. Stop it. Stop it. Kobe came and went as he pleased.
I don't know about
I
that.
know about
Phil?
it.
On
Phil. Man, you know Phil was in there burning incense. He ain't paying no attention. He just whatever. He was in that Zen stuff.
No.
And the great Skip, you know how great players are in basketball because it's only 5 of them and they can control so much more. They come and go. They do what they want.
The starting lineups will be set by one LeBron James.
The question was, what should he call Luke Walton? That was the question, not with the game plan or anything.
He'll just call him Luke. He'll call him Luke because that's how I'll treat him. It's like he's just Luke.
You know what should he call him?
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.